They're unpatriotic. They have a dislike for anyone who loves this country. Their pretense, deceit, and hypocrisy can be seen in every aspect of our society. Be aware, they are the enemy. Let's fight them together. The Ground Report on More 104.7 FM.
Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M1047, as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
Gotta pay some bills. More FM will be right back.
The Burger Specialist is doing it again. The breakfast menu is now available. Chicken and waffles, wraps, bagels, pancakes, and of course, our smashing breakfast burger and so much more. Only at The Burger Specialist. Remember to ask about our signature burgers. Call or WhatsApp 769-9222. That's 769-9222. Located at the intersection of Macoya Road and the Priority Bus Route in Tunapuna. The Burger Specialist. We make breakfast great.
Royal Regis and Company Limited. Services offered: new tires and battery sale, motor vehicle inspection, mechanical repairs, fleet maintenance, tire alignment, wheel balancing and rotation, nitrogen installation, auto body repairs. Authorized agent for all major insurance, windshield replacement, wrecking service, parts and accessories. SMR Enterprise Shogunas. Telephone 665-3377 or email royalregis@yahoo.com. Open Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5.
What goes in is a local something that makes it all taste better. It's the flavor of our culture. Come from here, come from there, and everywhere. It's the special flavor that's made us savor at the Royal Castle. Welcome the Royal Castle. Royal Castle. Flavor to the bone. Royal Castle. Taste the very own. Royal Castle is the local something that makes it all taste better. Taste the unique flavor of our culture at Royal Castle.
Sunday, 29th May, the night before the holiday. M1047 in collaboration with Caps Bar. More on the Caps Bar, 7th Main Road, Current, brings to you the arrival. DJ Selector Skull, Junior Mafia, Beats by Robin, and the Music Library. Special guests, the new sensation, Anthony Batson, Nigel Gomez, Climax, special female artist, and Live Tessa. Hosted by the Ground Boss, Joe Grind. The night before the holiday, Sunday, 29th May. All roads lead to Caps Bar Kira for the arrival. Admission is free. Be there.
Come to Sheltec for your everyday gaming needs. Get your eShop, PSN, Roblox, and Steam cards. Also get the latest PS5, PS4, Xbox, and Switch games. We have everyday specials, 2 for 500 on games for everyone. Shop online at sheltechelectronics.com and get even more discounts. Visit us at 11 to 13 Frederick Street, Capital Plaza, Port of Spain. Come to Sheltec for your everyday gaming needs.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life, because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
On Saturday, 4th June, let's go back in time. Featuring the kings of old school. The hitman, Howie T, Dr. Hyde, and the musical surgeon, Dr. Ross. Back in time.
So I'd like to know where you got the notion.
At BBS Banquet Hall, Rio Claro, next to Sammy's Bar, from 9 p.m. till. Ticket outlets: Sammy's Bar, Rio Claro; Russell's Bar, Rio Claro; Tony's Fashion, Mayaro, Rio Claro; Woodstock Bar, Indian Walk; Illusion Bar, St. Julian; and Fats International nationwide. Back in time, featuring the kings of old school, Howie T, Dr. Hyde, and Dr. Ross. Saturday, 4th June, from 9 p.m. till at BBS Banquet Hall, Rio Claro. Ticket hotline: Sammy 342-9518 and BBS 733-8182. Sponsored by Carib Brewery, Sammy's Bar, BBS Sound Company, and Top Kings International.
Don't think twice. Super quality will never be beaten on price. Conveniently located at Twin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Hoover. Experience shopping comfort, wide lanes, and secured parking. Your one-stop shop for variety. Great prices, quality service, and yes, weekly special. Super quality, never beaten on price. Contact them 223-9715. Super quality, never beaten on price.
Home is where you can foster new memories, where you can rejuvenate. Home is where love is, a peace of mind. Home is a house with a land to expand. Home is at the serene Buacono Park or the gated sanctuary of Ella Vista Gardens. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, indoor laundry, and private parking. Starting at $1.275 million, Home is DG Homes, Sangre Grande, 691-5659, 721-9186 or 379-8999. DG Homes, modern and luxurious living for all.
Family and friends, we are loving it. The value of it, we are loving it. KFC's new belly full bucket is the talk of the town. Make the young and the old gather round for a belly full of laughs, a belly full of love, a belly full of joy, a belly full of fun.
Fill your family and friends with a bellyful bucket from KFC. Get 10 pieces of delicious chicken and 4 regular sides for $120.
Shiny and Ari, restaurant number 67, Western Mill Road, St. James, opposite Standard. For breakfast daily, Monday to Sunday, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. On the menu: sada roti, fry bake, roast bake, pie, coffee, tea, Milo, vegetable pizza, pancakes with assorted vegetables. Lunch specials daily from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Chicken pilau, $25. Assorted lunch from $25 to $40. Soup specials and crab and dumpling. Delivery of food available. Dinner a la carte on the pavement from 6 p.m. until burgers, chicken sandwich, hot dogs, fries and chicken, nuggets, shrimp burger, gyros, and anything else you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your orders 7 days a week.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle. From the first restaurant in 1968, when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air, they just couldn't resist. And like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste, and I love it too. The kids can't resist it either. Plus, they have more to enjoy. For me, the Castle is more than just nice food. It's we own, part of me and you, and is the real flavor of TNT.
Happy People Promotion says, let's give thanks for life.
Give praise, children.
On Saturday, 28th May 2022 at SWWTU Hall, Ryson Road, Port of Spain. Music by DJ Daryl, Dr. Russ. Also, RFM's Music Library. Powered by Billy J Sound System. Admission free before 11 p.m. Early bird tickets $100. 2 persons on 1 ticket. More at the door. You can bring all the liquor you want. No cups or ice chaser. Tickets available at Cleves, Port of Spain, Crosby's in St. James, Kids Variety Store San Juan, La Luna Bar Ruca, Sylvester's Bar Rima, and Bobby's Bar Curep. Let's give thanks for life. Saturday, 28th May 2022 at SWWTU Hall, Ryson Road, Port of Spain. Brought to you by Happy People's Promotion.
This is not a fete in here, this is
Restyles Funeral Home Company Limited. Services include cremation, burial, embalming, human remains repatriation, tents, and grave markers. At Rizal's Funeral Home, you can stay in the comfort of your own home and be assured that all your funeral needs are met, from the time your loved one passes on to the day of burial or cremation, which simply means we do registration, acquire death certificates, and much more. We are on call 24 hours, 350-3626 or 218-5104.
The Ground Report, the Ground Report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report, the Ground Report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M1047 as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
I submit to dedicate my life to the service of my God and my country. I will honor my parents, my teachers, my leaders and my elders, and those in authorities. I will be clean and honest in all my thoughts, my words, and my deeds. I will strive in everything I do to work together with my fellow men of every creed and race for the greater happiness of all and the honor and glory of my country.
Our Father, who art in Zion, always be thy name.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Stand your ground. Push back.
Always be thy name.
So the treasury broke and they say that recession jamming. So to foreign countries really start migrating. They lose faith in the country, they say we gone down the drain. They say no more could we see happy times again. But the run, because now is the time to show we patriotism.
Trinidad!
For we country facing, it's dark, it's sour, so our people need us today more than ever. But in our fight to recover, if ever you feel to surrender, it have one little thing that I want you always remember.
Trinidad!
We could make it if we try.
Stand your ground. Push back.
If we just get one more try, life could be much sweeter.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
From the time Trini analyzed just what was the problem, yes, we start making very positive moves to solve them. We fired the old session managers we had working, and it's a new group we went and we bring in. And if the goods we require, them new managers not supplying. When election time come back wrong, it's new ones we bring in. But if it's one thing about my people, I could guarantee that they would never ever put back before country. And if the country facing, it's dark, it's ours, and our people need us today more than ever. But in our fight to recover, if ever you feel to surrender, it have one little thing that I want you all to remember. We can make it if we try, just a little harder. If we just give one more try, life would be much sweeter.
We can make it if we try, just a little harder. If we give it one more try, things will be much better.
When the treasury was full and happy time, some was enjoying. It's in over and laugh and people was living. Now the treasury flat and the country come back to square one. Poor people remain on the same old ghetto in Junction. But the factory economy return today on some footing. It's the same for people 10 days and cola they're taking. And without social unrest for people paying the price, because they know for the country nothing too much to sacrifice. And if the country facing, it's dark, it's sour, so our people need us today more than ever. But in our fight to recover, if ever you feel to surrender, it have one little thing that I want you always remember.
We can make it if we try, just a little harder. If we give it one more chance,
life would be much sweeter. Anytime that we at Trinbago is facing a crisis, as loyal citizens it's our duty to stay and assist. For we know to ourselves there could never become a day we're not deaf to this country we can repay. So who want to go for go, I have no objection. But while outside I want you to have some fun, that your country of good facing its worst day in history. And we must do what we can, regardless where we may be. Our country facing, it's dark, it's sour, and our people need us today more than ever. But in our fight to recover, If ever we feel to surrender, it have one little thing that I want we always remember. We could make it if we try, just a little harder. If we just give one more try, life could be much sweeter. We could make it if we try.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Imagine that. Black Stallion could be saying, how bad? What's history now, boy? That man sing that so long. And who decided to pay the taxes and who are the this and country broken and we always have to face the poor people, boy. Look history now, boy. And Black Stallion say all of that. And besides Black Stallion talking to we, the original, the first day himself talk to we too.
I love you still, my man. When will it end? Tell me, how did we come this way? Oh, my Trinidad and Tobago. Whilst the nation still hope and pray, the devil busy, I say. Oh, my Trinidad and Tobago. Oh, no, no, I'm feeling the pain for you, mama. Revelation strikes at your corner. Still we are holding on. Your children have lost their way, fighting for survival each day. Oh no, no, going from dawn till dawn. Trinidad! What is happening to my country? Every day is a sacrifice. Blood flowing like water daily. Lives could be lost at any price. The anthem is now a whisper. Some don't care to stand when it plays. The lawless is now in control, so the good folks going away. Oh, my Trinity, strange signs all around we have. The hills are alive in a different way. Your babies are dying, brutally I'm seeing here. Would we rise again come one day?
Trinidad! Stand your ground, push back.
Now cast a spell of uncertainty. Oh my Trinidad and Tobago. You see, when the rich is getting richer, the poor must remain empty. Oh my Trinidad, know that and Tobago. I say, oh no, no, people falling for pain and hunger, inflation, cost of living higher. Can't get no daily bread. So the youth them on top the hill, somehow their bread basket don't fill. Oh no, so they turn to crime instead. The arms of the state disappointed, still their salaries are daunted. Large increase in the fiscal budget, oil money reach a all-time high. Don't buy no jet for so much of money when the hospitals are in need. Poor people at everyone's mercy, so the hill reacting indeed. Oh no, 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 yeah, the people cry, yeah. The hills are alive in a different way. Them who take in we money must pay for it dearly one day. Would we rise again come what may?
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
In the midst of all this suffering, oh my Trinidad. No. Tell me, like Shadow said, poverty is hell, so it seems like the devil is king. Oh my Trinidad. No. Cocaine and guns in the heart of the ghetto is what we sow, we shall reap tomorrow. Who are we going to blame? Even school children doing crime, well that is a sign of the time. Oh my lord, have we now gone insane? Whilst we kill we own one by one, skyscrapers going up in town. Chinese laborers at the core. This new city some shall see no more. So we have to hold on to CFEP 10 days and must to get along. Scraping the bottom of the barrel with all this money in town. My Lord, the hills are alive in a different way.
Stand your ground. Push back.
Better wages to ease the struggle, yeah, yeah. Hope we rise again, come what may, yeah. In this abundance of wealth, still the poor people cannot cope. Oh my Trinidad and Tobago, it is a stark reality. So much have given up hope. Oh my Trinidad, oh my Trinidad, and Tobago. Oh my, oh no, oh no. Some turn to vagrants in the city, homeless children begging have mercy, Lord. Child abuse have risen again. Look like Jean and Dinah come back in tongue. The girls and them singing the song.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Dignity gone down the jail.
It is hurt.
To do right for one and for all. When there is an imbalance of the scale, then the writing is on the wall. If you ignore the plight of the people, well, the devil shall intervene. It's only divine intervention. I hope you know what I mean. Well, is it true that God is a Trinity with all these crimes in sweet La Trinity? No, no. The hills are alive in a different way.
Stand your ground. Push back.
What? This hour? And is it true we have all this money in this land of so much poverty? No, no. The Lord is my shepherd, come what may, yeah. To you the powers that be, hear the cries of the people you see. All this wealth and nothing for we.
No. Let me say it again really fast too. To the powers that be, all this wealth and nothing for we. Oh God, no.
There must be a way. There must be a way. There must be a way to help the people today. I say there must be a way. There must be a way.
Oh boy, let me say a pleasant good morning to all maxi taxi drivers, PH drivers, bus drivers, truckers. Good morning to you. To all senior citizens, a pleasant good morning to you. To the physically challenged disabled people, a pleasant good morning to you. Not forgetting our sister Tobago. Good morning to you, Tobago.
20 million natural resources he made provision to feed.
To all loyal listeners,
we have oil and gas.
And not forgetting the senior citizens. To all senior citizens, a pleasant good morning to you. To the physically challenged disabled people, good morning to you too. To all loyal listeners, callers, well-wishers, supporters, listeners, critics, haters, most importantly to all stakeholders, patriots, Trinbagonians, the people that will put country first, themselves, their God, before they put politicians. A pleasant good morning to each and every one of you, because this struggle is our struggle. We the people of Trinidad and Tobago struggle. Let me be honest to ourselves.
Oh mama, oh mama, oh.
This struggle is our struggle for a better Trinidad and Tobago for us, our children. If we don't, then we doom for all the things that you're saying you don't want that going on right now.
And tell me, how did we come this way? Oh my Trinidad.
Bad crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago. We want that fixed? Well, we the people have to have that will to demand it from those that be in power and whoever is in power. We must demand what we want.
For you, mama, revelation strikes at your corner. Still we are holding on. Your children have lost their way, fighting for survival each day. Oh no.
Imagine that.
Dawn till dawn, what is happening to my country every day?
Lennox Smith.
Blood flowing.
Give me some of the headlines. Well, we don't know that the taxpayers owe the OSA. We don't the OAS. We saying Kamala call to account. Kamala call for the account for some 852 million that taxpayers is owing now. And then we are also seeing our NDC plan to reduce global temperatures. Trinidad and Tobago can't reduce nothing. We can't fix nothing here. We're going to reduce global temperatures. Look at land. Look at all we land. They're getting it out to the big shots, where they can eventually build malls and do this and do that. What's by the airport, in the back of the airport? Like if you're going to that area they where you call it Lennox Smith, in the back of the airport, like there, it had the Chinese and them used to be there. By the fast station in the back there, I see the Sanitech company with that state land. How does Sanitech company get all that state nice land by the airport there, boy? Within the mix, you are seeing it within the woods. Because it have some nice woods and thing there. That it have some squatters putting up things and little thing in between and all of the different thing. Bet here, them squatters and them go get lick up. And Sanitech and them big companies that have their own money, making them money, buy all your land. Oh God! Why them politicians only let the people that have money buy the lands and give the poor people the opportunities that you gain them damn rich people with the lands? How, boy? In the back of the airport, you know, where's the name of that road in the back there?
St. Helena, there about around St. Helena there. Right, but you're passing
through St. Helena and but you're coming like you're going to the old airport. But instead you're taking
I know you're talking about all there is considered St. Helena.
But instead of taking the left to the old airport, you continue going straight to pass in the back of the airport, which will carry you all through the agriculture ministry kind of thing all there, where there is plant lay trees and thing in between there.
Yeah.
Right, when you reach the end there, one of the roads is carry you out to I think Price Mart or some one of them. It have a next one that's carry you to one that's carry you I think to a big grocery. And it have one, the next one is carry you by the racetrack, the horse racing track. But it have a village in the name in the back there too. I think the name not Caparona. Oh God, not
Caparo.
Nah, not Caparo. Siparo. Is Caparo? No, not Caparo. One of them, write it up now.
It's some Paro.
Some Paro, yeah. It names some Paro.
Yeah, I know you're talking about, yeah.
Because it have, yeah. But you never see the company there? Sanitech?
Yeah.
All
I made my own observations, yeah.
But Lennox, all that land, but how we land is just give it to the people that have, boy.
It's unfortunate. It's very, very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But of course, top in the news, as we predicted, the government, Dr. Rowley in particular, will remain silent. And when he has no choice, the weight of public opinion and the threat to his electability, and again the veracity of his existence as a prime minister and as a political organization continues to wane. And only at that time, then of course he discloses the truth. And we were saying all the time that OAS, we have the documents, OAS was not bankrupt.
Oh, corrupt. They say corrupt.
Not bankrupt. Rowley was saying that it was bankrupt, and so they got $1 billion and so on, and all of that was because the last administration built that into the program. If for whatever reason the company was unable to continue the construction of the highway to Point Fortin, then that money will come back to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. He got it back, but again in typical PNM style, trying to get fame off of somebody else's effort. They said that they get back $1 billion and they take the same $1 billion to continue the highway, a piece of which we know now collapsed into the swamp. And now he has to tell the population by force that all that money plus the interest on it will now have to go back to OAS. So how come a bankrupt company can take the government to the international arbitration and get all that money now that we have now to pay? I mean, it is just pathetic. Why does Dr. Rowley and the PNM believe that all of Trinidad and Tobago are foolish? And then we have, of course, the continuing convoluted saga of this Cummins fella. You know, as we said, he will have to fire Cummins, but he will go down to the last until the party and the country is totally embarrassed, as we saw, of course, with Marlene McDonald. Same scenario here. This Prime Minister clearly will go down in history as the most corrupted man. Remember, Peter, the most corrupted man that has ever held, and into the future too, I'm predicting it, the office of Prime Minister in this country. He condones all kinds of underhand and nefarious acts until he has no choice. Then, of course, he acts and will come in your face and tell you that, listen, I acted, and use that as a basis for either getting back into office or justifying that the PNM is not corrupt. I mean, what more can you focus on in this regard? The Kamala Prasad predecessor told him, so to get rid of Cummins. No, we have the new revelation of a $4.4 million that in the jaws, in the scenario that Cummins found himself in. Wasn't it the duty of Cummins to say, well, listen, I have as well, and I expect that to come out as well, that the FIU was investigating a $4-point-something million that they flagged, and that the police were involved, and that they went to court under the Proceeds of Crime Act in order to get some information from several banks and all of the companies associated with Cummins. And Cummins sat there and wait until the thing became so overwhelming that he is now saying that it was a loan and the investigation will set him free. All that kind of shenanigans. There's no need for that. All you had to do was to disclose, Cummins. And the fact that you didn't, and you had to wait until the evidence came out in the public domain before, it does not suit a minister of government in any country, and it does not create any kind of opportunity for you to extricate yourself. And the best thing to do, Cummins, before the Prime Minister will have to fire you, is to simply resign. Why would you want to wait until that time inevitably comes? Because you have not disclosed. You had a duty to disclose that, because what is now being unfolded is worse than what was initially or originally focused on in terms of his transactions, as far as the MTS check is concerned, paid to his credit union, the venture credit union, and then of course the company, one of the companies, Revulet. It turned out that even if he said that he don't know anything about one of them, it turned out the address turned out to be an address originally where he has one of his properties. I mean, and you don't understand that, Cummins? You don't understand that you have to depart before the thing get worse? I mean, it is absolutely baffling and enigmatic and discombobulating. It's confusing that people will sit there. What is there in the office that requires that your integrity not be impugned in this way, and that the people have confidence, particularly coming out of the kind of situation that we have found out ourselves, the incompetent management of the COVID, $22 billion, in addition to over 200 times members of the cabinet itself had to recuse themselves on the basis of corruption. And then you have a situation where the Prime Minister sits there and said they recuse themselves, so it's no big thing. They have met the minimum standard. And now we are finding a situation where the Prime Minister boasted in the beginning, not dissimilar to that of the email situation. 3 years after, we found that it was a total lie and a conclusion of Dr. Rowley's wicked and evil, pernicious, addictive imagination. Only to find out now that, yes, is going the same place, and what they are doing, in spite of all the mud that they sling against or towards the UNC, by what is unfolding now, they are just sanitizing and of course rendering pristine and perfect the UNC. And I don't know human being to be perfect. The Bible says so. He or she without sin cast the first stone. But I mean, it is clear now, Dr. Rowley, you should be calling a general election just to get out of this, because there can be no election in future that you could win. And just for those sycophants and those persons who still have a dribble of maybe residual support for the PNM, whether you are diehard or not, the reality is that Rowley now has surpassed Kamala Persad-Bissessar in terms of losing elections. Instead of losing election, you were very, very vociferous when Kamala had her streak. By-election, 2 by-elections, even in a Laventille seat, he lost. Lost recently, of course, that's after he lost Tobago. I talk about DB. And in the most trashing and embarrassing, you can't even make 25 votes in an electoral district. Only don't know that Rowley blight and that the opportunity for the PNM to gain any kind of traction and electability has gone. Only will stay there under the guise that you all are a government and ministers because you have 30 pieces of silver to collect. I mean, what about your patriotism? What about your natural concern with respect to morality and ethics? What about after government, after politics, and your integrity in the society thereafter? All of those things, you people consider that, including, of course, people like Penelope Beckles, well, I would say an erstwhile friend now. I mean, I understand Camille Robinson Regis, so she will go down dying because, of course, that is the only thing it appears she could hang on to. But Beckles don't have to do that. Why? Why would you impugn your
Manning's son don't have to do that neither. Patrick Manning's son, Lennox Smith, don't have to do that neither. He don't have to take that aim. We bring all of them who want to be leaders of the PNM. Don't have to do that.
That's right. That's right. And why would you do that? You believe
because that all of them watching the big seat. No, all of them watching the big seat.
You have the report. You have other platforms that are giving the truth about Trinidad and Tobago, and on a daily basis, in spite of Express, in spite of Newsday, in spite of the television stations, that the government are taking our resources to sustain and to propagandize their presence in office, when in fact the reality is that the people have already made up their minds, and on the basis of patriotism and the nationalistic zeal and getting Trinidad and Tobago back on even keel prior, of course, to 2015, they should make their exit. Very, very, very simple. And there's more to come. You wouldn't believe. And it's coming from regional now and international attacks. And one wouldn't say attacks, but justifiable concern about the conduct of this government under Rowley. He could jump high, he could jump low. All of them. That is what is going to happen from the International Criminal Court, from the OAS, from the Lima Group, from the United Nations, from the Organization of American States. Are talking about the Human Rights Commission. We're talking about institutions that are connected to organizations such as the EBC in terms of their attachment to it and the provision for fair and non-corrupt manifestation and management of elections, and we can go on and on, including CARICOM. Why would they want to put Trinidad and Tobago? And then you have this situation now where Rowley is the only head of state in the world. I'm talking about Prime Minister, President, etc., that get a scam and come to the people and tell the people that Trinidad and Tobago is in for a not insignificant amount of money from Bill Gates, only to find out that he was scammed and want now to talk to the police here as if they could do anything about it. I suppose you have Interpol and all these other institutions they could refer to, but I'm sure that will amount to naught. But just that a shame, and therefore he wants to treat it. But he went on to embellish that. He never spoke with the UN Secretary General, but just to make himself look important, he tell us he went into the whole exercise to show the good news and that he is important. He spoke with the Secretary General of the United Nations, only to find out that he is afterwards he WhatsApped them to find out what is really going on, and then discovered that it was a hoax and a total embarrassment to Trinidad and Tobago. And instead of coming to us and telling us in our faces, as he did in that press conference to impress, he then sends out, of course, a press release in writing explaining the situation. I mean, come on, this is a puppy show. This is a lame duck government, and they should know by now that everybody is aware as to their incompetence and should get a why must we have still a major exercise on Friday? Why Rowley? Get out of office, that's all you have to do, and you could do so by a legitimate way. Call an early election and done with that. Andy.
Oh boy. We are also seeing here, Lennox Smith are also seeing where the government is saying we will have to borrow to pay salary increases, but the borrowing to spend on waste of time contracts. They're even selling out and keeping me money to do all kind of choppiness with it. So why I rather you borrow the money to pay we, because we the poor people going and spend it back right here, the economy go kick back up right here, then you gain the big shots on them who go in Guyana with we money and investing it back here and nothing is happening here. Get the damn poor people the money and done, because we gain it taking it outside.
We producing oil, no matter how small it is, 65,000 barrels a day, but we also have some gas which we are using still with the lame duck arrangement at Point Lisa now, because these commodities that are produced, whether it's methanol, whether it be urea, whether it be fertilizer and so on, are catching huge, unprecedented amount of money on the international market now, right? So we have three things: we have oil, we have gas, we have petrochemical. You know, they ain't talking at all about the doubling and the doubling at minimum of the price of these commodities, in spite of the fact that we produce the same amount. You know, they ain't talking about that at all. But when it suits them, they talk about the money is to what? Is to pay civil servants, and of course is to pay off debts. And yet still you're saying that you're going to pile on more debts. You see these fellas and them mad, and they have not yet evaluated the opportunity cost. Let me repeat that: the opportunity cost of closing down that Petrotrin oil refinery at a time when 3 reports said nothing of the sort, merely to cut the fat at the top and keep your operations going. They totally oblivious that the Minister of Finance came back afterwards and told us that the oil refinery was making money. I hear Rowley come again and saying that it was losing $7 on every barrel when they import it. But what about that significant period when oil producers in Middle East and elsewhere were saying, "Come and take the oil. We giving it to you for free"? What is the opportunity cost that we, Trinidad and Tobago, has lost as a consequence of closing down that refinery and not having it, so as to get oil literally free, until of course the situation might have turned? But the fact of the matter is, after they closed down Petrotrin and wanted to sell the oil refinery at that time, he told us that on no uncertain terms that the oil refinery was making money after it was producing, because we have a built-in and secured contract with the rest of the Caribbean country to sell these items, and therefore a profit was making. If you could tell us that you make a little in improvement on GDP by $1 billion. So what if you were making $3 and $4 and $5 and $10 million? At least it would have been a profit. But you sit down, and soon after you have a situation where you're getting free oil, but you can't make use of it, and you have not evaluated that. You are not honest enough to tell us, but listen, the opportunity costs as a consequence of closing down that, making that decision, cost Trinidad and Tobago X, Y, Z, and so on. You have not done that, and therefore that level of dishonesty must no longer be tolerated in Trinidad and Tobago. We have had enough of the shenanigans of these people. It shows that conmanship, it shows criminal behavior, it shows misbehavior in public office, and with respect to comments, we ain't touched yet whether he made all those disclosures. All he talking, he like the ostrich, bury head in the sand. We ain't know yet what has happened at the level of the Integrity Commission, whether he made those disclosures. And at the same time, while you're saying that the checks are being made out to the venture credit union, and while that arrangement could have been made with an individual as opposed to a business, because the credit union cannot engage in business and business loan and that kind of thing, one wonders how would the books of MTS, the state enterprise, reflect if it is that one of his companies, for example, Revulet, had a contract with MTS, and they were instructed to make out the check for the venture credit union. The question has to be, under normal circumstance, you make a check out to the company that did the contract, that executed the contract. How that would reflect, how that will be reconciled in the books of MTS? Who actually did the contract? Venture credit union, because you made out the check consequential of the work done for MTS to the credit union, and not the company that actually made out that actually did the work. All of these are questions that are yet to be answered, and yet still these buffoons, these nincompoops, these con men would sit there and believe that everybody's stupid.
Nice. Oh boy. And one more thing, Trinidad and Tobago, that is in the news that I would like to mention, and why I want to mention it is because I find it is very, very, again, unfortunate what poor people in this country this have to go through, right? It is so unfair. Right, look at right here. I was trying to open the article, but I have an idea what it is about. It says it's in the Express, Lennox Smith, Daily Express. It says stay away from crime. And it read a video showing a 20-year-old vendor being arrested selling his goods, right? And it went viral over the weekend when a team of officers from the Northeast Division went to move him for selling his goods, right? And in their book, well, that's a crime. I mean, if it is so like that for a normal person, and if that is a crime, it's a crime. Why it is all these things with these big boys and them, all these things that are still on the DPP desk, and all these things, especially for well-known big shot people who have money to keep people quiet. Why them alone? Them alone take away from crime. Look at himself, Faris Alwari, Cherry with the high-powered rifles and all those different things.
And that's reflected of the inequity in the system and the insensitivity of those in authority to act reasonable. I don't know if it's the incident, but it's sounding very familiar. The constabulary in the Sour Laventon Regional Corporation, they removed a fellow who was well established on the pump because he was selling something and displaying his items for many years on the promenade in San Juan, and they summarily removed him as very typical in Port of Spain on Charlotte Street and so on. People were forced, of course, not to compete with the store owners by selling items that one will consider to be dirty, something like a mechanic, because if you're selling provision and all that kind of thing on Charlotte Street, you must expect that the street not to smell too good or be a bit more nasty than if you are selling haberdashery and of course household items and appliances and so on. right? So they're forced to apply and to change their method and their business, what they have grown accustomed to, simply because they want to accommodate the authorities who prefer to fall in line with those persons who are influential, the store owners, etc., etc., and we can go on and on. That level of inequity. Give them a time to apply their wares, and done with that. But why would you want to change their business model and of course create more problems, a different type of problem, but worse than if you maintain the status quo and give them some time, whether Thursday to Friday or weekend, as the case may be, when the stores are closed, for example, they could continue on a Sunday in order to get their little hustle going. Why it is that people are so myopic, why they're so insensitive, why they are so dotish, and created more problems down the road for families, crime and criminality, and they don't understand why young people are so pensive and so aggressive in school, outside of school, and possibly not going to school at all. I mean,
the next thing I would like to ask, yes, and the next thing I like to ask, I sent something for you. You let me know if if I can play it. You really check your WhatsApp. It's very important.
All right.
It's dealing with asylum and all those different things, and it's very, very serious. And I want to play that this morning to show people at the end of the day how is a bag of Kalalu all independent institutions infiltrated, real bad, you know. So people today and let me know. Check the WhatsApp, they're very important. And what
I will.
And
I'm going to take over, Mike.
Yeah, and Kof, organize and play Dr. Rowley live. What Lennox sent for us yesterday.
This abundance of wealth.
Oh, he say he don't lie.
Not go to my Trinity.
Yeah, Dr. Rowley say he don't lie.
Until they do. It is a stark reality.
Or alternative reality. He live in a different world. He don't lie. Just imagine that and emphasizing that. But everybody know that lie, he say he don't lie, in itself is a lie.
Nice. So let us hear the Honorable Prime Minister, Chief Kunumunu, telling all of us he don't lie. Go ahead, Director Koff.
No backlash coming my way. I do not speak loosely, and I don't tell lies. I am prepared to stand the consequences of my actions, whatever they might be, and therefore I don't have to lie to get a better outcome. So
the government is not closing down Petrotrin.
If I say something, if I make a mistake, I'll be the first to apologize. But I don't speak loosely. And I don't tell lies. I don't tell lies. I am prepared to stand the consequences of my actions, whatever they might be, and therefore I don't have to lie to get a better outcome. And I don't tell lies. I don't tell lies.
The government is not closing down Petrotrin. The statement from Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley at a PNM public meeting in Marabella on Tuesday night. In the heartland of the Pointe-a-Pierre refinery, the Prime Minister said the government was so confident with the rectitude of its action that it was not prepared to shy away from the people who are affected most by the action. He also had one message for the mothers, sisters, neighbors, and those attached to the Petrotrin business.
The government is not closing down Petrotrin. And in case you were just opening your fridge and you didn't hear that when you closed the door, let me repeat it. The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Prime Minister described Petrotrin as an integrated company involved in many areas of business.
It's involved in owning assets. It's involved in looking for oil. It's involved in piping oil. It's involved in drilling for oil. It's involved in refining oil and getting refined products. It's involved in marketing its refined products. No backlash coming my way. I do not speak loosely. And I don't tell lies. I am prepared to stand the consequences of my actions, whatever they might be, and therefore I don't have to lie to get a better outcome. So when I say something, if I make a mistake, I'll be the first to apologize. But I don't speak loosely. And I don't tell lies. I don't tell lies. I am prepared to stand the consequences of my actions, whatever they might be, and therefore I don't have to lie to get a better outcome. I don't tell lies. I don't tell lies.
Petrotrin business.
The government is not closing down Petrotrin. Stand the consequences of my actions, whatever they might be, and therefore I don't have to lie to get a better outcome. I don't tell lies. I don't tell lies.
I say,
oh boy, Director Coffee ain't easy.
For pain and hunger.
You're mixing that day via television. Well, yeah, via the live. So only that man, there's lie. That man say you don't tell lie, and that man, you come go there by Director Coffee.
So they turn to crime instead.
But the significance of that, Andy, is that he said that he don't have to lie to get a better outcome. So what he did when he told people that he not closing down Petrotrin is not to lure people into complacency, lure the union into a false sense of security, the workers believing at that point in time that they would not be summarily dismissed, and suddenly the axe just fall on them. So exactly what he said that he is not is what he is and has demonstrated, and there's no way he could escape that, and there's no way the population, whether you are sycophants or apologists or what have you, could escape that. And therefore that is why you have to be in solidarity at least with the trade union to be out there on Friday from 9 o'clock around the Savannah to head downtown, and of course on the promenade to have a rally at the end of it. Must
do that. Oh boy, what about the thing I sent for you?
I'm checking it out.
Check it out. The lines are open. Hey, Director Cuff, good morning to you. Do you have any headlines that you would like to raise? Or anything you would like to say? Go ahead, Director Cuff.
Good morning. Good morning to you, Andy Williams, the People of Radio. Also, good morning to Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to Lennox Smith. Good morning to Mikey K. Also, good morning to the listening public on 104.7 FM. Also, good morning to the viewers on Real Media TT, on YouTube, and on Facebook. Let me say good morning to the Create Real Media TT family.
Is it?
Wait, hold on. Wait, that was Mikey.
Huh?
That was Mikey.
Oh, you heard? Wow.
Mikey just told me good morning.
Oh,
did you not hear him?
Nah, I didn't hear.
What do you mean you didn't hear him? You just said good morning.
But he's there? He said morning and he's there?
He just told me good morning because you not hear me.
But he there now?
Yes.
A pleasant good morning to you too, Mikey.
Andy heard me, boy. Andy heard me cough. Don't stop.
Nah, I didn't hear you.
You heard me?
Go ahead, Cuff. Finish off there quick.
My brother, you heard me.
Nah, I didn't hear. I was checking through my phone to do something there. Go ahead, boy, Cuff.
Yes, let me say good morning to Loretta, also Crystal Fernandez, Susie Kibuzi, Dennis Samuel, Deborah Chado, as well Natalia Neville. Good morning to Carmen Gayadan. Good morning to Matilda Rhodes, Central Ramlal, Trini Nairo, Ali Trini. Good morning to Anri Ahmed, Tarasi Fasad. Also, good morning to David Ramnarayan, Rajendra Maharaj, Patricia Hutchinson. Good morning to you. Also, good morning to Maria Princesstown, Darren Prasad, Nadira, Camilla P. as well. Good morning to Howard C. Prasad, Nadira. Good morning to Grace Caesar. Good morning to LP as well. Also, good morning to Selena Goldcharan. Good morning to Cheryl, the Wolverine and the Beehive as well. Good morning to you guys. Yeah, I'm back to you guys.
Oh boy. Good morning to you, Cuff. Mikey K, Mikey K, a pleasant good morning to you.
Hey, morning, my brother. Morning, comrades. Morning to you.
Morning, my friend.
Morning to you, Lennox Smith, and of course I said good morning to Cuff, good morning Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah. What's happening Friday, Andy? Please share with the world.
Friday morning, please, God.
Andy, just before you continue, you could go ahead because that was in the public domain, still is in the public domain, and I think it is consistent with what is the concern in Trinidad and Tobago today. So I don't think we will be in a bad place if that clip is aired.
Right, so when we play that video. So Coffee will organize to put on that blast, use our blast for that video now, if you could do it. I don't know if you could send, I don't know if that's possible. So I'll send all the link or whatever with that video blast. So they'll just press the link. Me I know, you will know. Yes, Michael, what's going on Trinidad and Tobago? What's going on, Mikey, is all roads lead to the Queen's Park Savannah. This Friday morning, 9 a.m. It have people be down there from all 6 a.m. in the morning. Everybody understand that Queen's Park Savannah this Friday morning, 9 a.m. is the place to be for all in sundry to organize and stand their grounds based on whatever issues that affect them. We will be joining the unions. I'm not say joining the unions because you know it has some people who say we don't like to join. No. Not being members of them. No, we reuniting. And we are going out there with the unions to also stand firm with them, because I have family members that are working in the public service, to stand firm with them, but to also use that platform for we to stand firm against the property tax, for we to stand firm against the runaway crime, for we to stand firm against this bad healthcare system, for we to stand firm against the rise in gas prices, the education system in a mess, and all these different things, Mikey. So all roads, that is where we're heading this Friday morning. Please, God.
Well, Comrade, that is excellent. And I think what you did there, you cleared the air. For those folks who still on the sidelines, those who seem to be saying, listen, I gotta go and look for it. Listen, you gotta look for nothing. You have to be there this Friday. You have to be. And he just didn't talk about the issue of union because we are above that. This is not about personalities. This is about dealing with all the topics and many more that have affected you personally, your family, your loved ones, and your community, and by extension, Trinidad and Tobago. Whatever it is that has crippled you and your family, as far as economically, as far as getting out there and accessing the things that the government promised, and you're still waiting, you have to come out Friday. That's what it's all about. This is not about personalities and emotions. Forget that. That no star boy and no star girl. Come out. You have to be as humble as ever to understand exactly what is taking place. And gentlemen, I heard you this morning. I mean, there's some serious things there, Andy. I mean, you even touched on the Foster Cummings issue, which, I mean, it seems to be playing out more and more in this government circus. I can't understand how it is that you have a man saying that the truth, investigations will show the truth. But this is the part that stands out a bit here. He says that he was the CEO of this group and conducted this loan transaction on behalf of the group with the credit union. Now, what he is saying is that all of this took place before he was given any portfolio or any job in the government, you know. Yeah, as he's saying, he's saying that. He said, the loan transaction predated my appointment as a government minister. It is unfortunate that the timeline is not being addressed properly. I mean, try to understand what's happening here.
No, I understand clearly. His obfuscation is a semantics and is pure dotishness. So what he was before, not a government senator, let me emphasize, not a government senator.
Exactly. And not only that, I mean, if you're saying that this of course predated you going in officially, then did you use your office or your influence or your position to get these said contracts from these state enterprises? When did these contracts come about?
The general secretary of the party.
Well, there you go. And if it is that so much money, if so much money from one state enterprise Did you monopolize the whole system as far as contracts? How many people were deprived contracts that registered and paying the VAT and had to make all their statutory payments and keep the documents updated? How many of them were looking forward to this? How many people did you deprive? Did you monopolize a system based on the office that you held as General Secretary, the influence that you had? So what nonsense you're talking about? That we have to look at the timeline. The timeline here, when you connect the dots, that this does not add up. It simply does not add up. You're saying you were the CEO of the company and you did this transaction. You conducted this loan transaction on behalf of the group with the credit union. And then you're saying that any legal action will have to go towards the company because they had their own specific, or should I say their own legal representative to deal with that. So immediately you want to omit yourself from the equation. How does that add up? How does that make sense?
But Mike, the entire thing started with a land grabbing incident or incidents. Then of course the many companies that got whatever they got from state resources, and then of course it morphed into now financial transactions that have attracted the attention of the FIU, you know, the financial. But I mean, and you don't tell me that this man didn't know that all of that exists and didn't have a duty, of course, to disclose. Now that it is out in the public domain, you're still saying the investigation will reveal what? You have to get the hell out of office voluntarily. Rowley have no to fire him. That's the first stage. Apart from were these monies in his personal account disclosed to the Integrity Commission? To what extent the companies that are state enterprises from where companies with which he is associated, whether he, wife, whoever it is, whether he disclosed, whether he recused himself, whatever it is. But how does, for example, the MTS, for example, how does MTS reconcile their books now? Because the payment is made out to the credit union, venture credit union, but it was Revelet that did the contract. So the person or the entity that did the contract is not being paid. How does that reconcile in the books and the records of MTS? I mean, there are endless questions.
And of course, Andy, you know for a fact, I mean, conducting business, you don't mix your business and personal funds. You can't do that. That is a commingling of funds. As a matter of fact, that is an offense under the anti-money laundering guidelines. You cannot mix business and personal funds. You cannot.
And then an actual investigation was launched. A police constable was in the court seeking documentation from several banks and those companies, and of course he got his lawyer to block it temporarily because the judge halted the whole exercise until certain disclosures are made to the potential defendant. I mean, you have all of that, and Cummings didn't know that he had a duty to tell the population that. And I want to assume the Prime Minister didn't know that. Now that he knows, how the hell he summarily tell the man to take his badgie bundle and know where to go? How come? As yet, he waited. The whole edifice, criminal enterprise will certainly fall, rather than they, of course, not wanting to dismiss their blue-eye boys and girls.
Yeah, but Andy was saying something this morning where we reach as a country, and the fact of the matter is, people, you can't sit down on the sidelines. You can't. Friday is a big day. You have to make it a big day. I will be there. We will all be there. You have to come out. Yes, there's some people that you may not trust. There's some people you have to watch kind of cookie eye. It has some people you have to feed with a long spoon. All right, but we know ourselves. We know what we are capable of doing when we get out there. And Andy made it clear this morning, it's not a matter of that we joining with people. We are on a united front here to ensure that good governance is restored to this country. We take tear gas, we take lockup. Yes, we led the way. We led the way. You, me, all of us stakeholders, we led the way. So you're right, and you have a right to look at people who you see that, I ain't too sure about them, them look like they're on some kind of thing. Yes, all right, that is all good and well, but that does not justify you staying home. You have a prime minister who visit Guyana and then had to come and hold a press conference. Why? Gone are the days when we send delegates to Guyana, it has to make Guyanese news. It means something to Guyana. Now the tables have turned. In this region, we have the Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley, who has been chosen by Time magazine as one of the world's most influential persons, viewed as a champion of the region. And Guyana, according to the World Bank, is expected to have massive economic growth. The GDP of Guyana is projected to trend around 10% this year. And Guyana is now labeled a country in transition because of its positive economic outlook. You can't go nowhere in the region, Rowdy, to tell them what we producing here. A lying prime minister, a government of clowns, corruption, women being murdered, poor healthcare, unemployment, crime. What you going to offer the region? The region is going faster than you could say, and you have done nothing. Where's our foreign investment? Where's our economic growth? You went Guyana and come back to talk about what? Guyana didn't need you there. Dr. The Chamber said, what are you doing there? So people understand the position that we're in right now. And this nonsense people talking about, the PNM putting out some things with Foster Cummings. So when you ever know the history of the PNM to put out anything for black people? No government should operate under the threat of politically losing something in order to serve and deliver to the people. That is not how a government is supposed to operate. Because you believe you under political threat, that the Afro-Trinbagonians have turned their back on you, you now want to talk about starter house and land, and you don't even have the vision to implement these things.
The mafia, that's what it is
about. It's a mafia. The history of the PNM has never been about, you going from putting a plaque on the side of a building to criticizing Afro-Trinbagonians as the fact that you disappointed in us, that we're not on the same level of our social counterparts, to now saying that you want to give out land and start a house and all that. Since when? What are you threatened by? Because you realize they turned their back on you. So you take this blue-eyed boy called Cummings and let him put that out there. But there are many things people have to ask. When you look at these large deposits, for some reason the DSS people ain't asking questions. DSS people, where your money? DSS people, where the money you're waiting on? Because what's being printed in the newspaper, there's not enough to cover all the people who put their interest in that, These large deposits, DSS, where's your money? Come on, people, you can't sit down. We can't afford to sit down. A government comes into office by the ballot. But let me tell you something, their ineffectiveness is condoned by those who turn a blind eye. You are the ones that keeping them there. Forget about PNM people. They have no option. They can't change. That beat into their head. Stop trying to convert them. Stop trying to show them logic. You know better. You know what we've been through. You know we've been here from day one, from since the election movement, all the way to this saying stand up, push back, and stand your ground. You know. So no individual, nobody, no personality, who you like, who you don't like, who don't like you, that should not matter. We reach. We ain't going no further, we reach. He go on Guyana and come back as though he went to some big NATO summit at the EU summit or something. We used to send people to Guyana once and they didn't even know they went. And that's big news in Guyana. Everybody has something else to offer except Trinidad and Tobago. Why is that? It's not that we ain't produce it. It's the fact that there's poor management. There's a circus of clowns out there. And every circus needs a ringmaster. So come in and control your business come Friday and beyond. Get out there. We will be there. You have to be there. Come on, people.
So true, Mikey K.
Just two more things, Andy, quickly. After the MOU was signed in Guyana and make it a big thing, a lot of fanfare, the Chamber of Commerce said, no, that ought not to be, because Trinidad and Tobago's economy has been unfair to us. So they had to beg them to quiet down. But he comes back here making it look as a big thing. And the other thing, of course, come back and tell us that he got scammed by an international maybe ring or whatever it is, saying that Bill Gates will be sending some very significant amount of money to Trinidad and Tobago, and he spoke with the UN General Secretary only to realize that it was never so. I mean, what more, Dr. Rowley? What more? You are exposed. Get out.
So true, so truth. Oh boy, and we have an interview today in the 8 o'clock hour with Michael Anisette. It's all about unity, everybody coming together. This
and
Friday,
of course.
Queen's Park Savannah, and each individual you going out there to stand your grounds based on what's affecting you. No personalities. The lines open. The numbers to call 239-5120. 239-5120. The next number 229-0251. 229-0251. And WhatsApp calls only to 366. The WhatsApp number 366-3053. Right, for the foreigners, obviously you'll put your 1-868-366-3053. Access is very important. All roads lead to Queen's Park Savannah this Friday, 9 a.m. And let us know what's on your front burner and why you heading to Queen's Park Savannah this Friday morning, 9 a.m. Morning caller. Access phrase, very important.
Morning, Andy. Morning, Lennox. Morning, Mikey K. Welcome, Mikey K. All roads lead to the Queen's Park Savannah. I will be there with the union.
What time at the Queen's Park Savannah?
9 o'clock. 9 o'clock.
9 a.m. Nice.
9 a.m. Yes. This Prime Minister say he is not a lion. He is a lion because he closed down Petro-Chin. And I want him to know that take all the ministers, let break their salary when the man come and pay for people their money. We need our money. Pay for people their money. It's time. Come back on the minister's salary. Do that. Thank you.
No backlash coming my way. I do not speak loosely, and I don't tell lies. I am prepared to stand the consequences of my actions, whatever they might be, and therefore I don't have to lie to get a better outcome. So when I say something, if I make a mistake, I'll be the first to apologize. But I don't speak loosely. And I don't...
Business.
The government is not closing down Petro-Chin.
Tell lies. I don't tell lies. I am prepared to stand the consequences of my actions, whatever they might be, and therefore I don't have to lie to get a better outcome. And I don't tell lies. I don't tell lies.
The government is not closing down Petro-Chin. And in case you were just opening your fridge and you didn't hear that when you closed the door, let me repeat it. The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petro-Chin.
To stand the consequences of my actions, whatever they might be, and therefore I don't have to lie to get a better outcome. And I don't tell lies. I don't tell lies.
The lines are open, Trinidad and Tobago. Morning caller, access ways. Where you calling from?
Hi, Andy. Morning. All roads lead to the Queen's Park Savannah tomorrow morning, not tomorrow, Friday morning at 9 a.m.
Nice.
Right. Yes, Andy. You know, Andy, you're calling about this, about the march on Friday. Andy, why it is, when is any time for this government to give anything to the poor man, they always say they can't afford it. They have no money. Last night I listened to Dukaram and I listened to Imbert and all of them on the television, explaining that they cannot afford to pay public servant wages. And for 7 years, we're telling this government we cannot afford to pay the high prices in the grocery. We cannot afford the increase in medicine. We cannot afford to pay more for gas. Things have been going up non-stop for the past 7 years. And all we tell them we cannot afford. What do? They still carry up the price of everything. Well, now that it's time to pay the public servant, don't say all you can't afford. Because when we were saying we can't afford, we still had to pay all that we had to pay. So all you better find the money and pay. Or I hope the union people can make a deal. What if they can't afford to pay? Well, then cut everything in this country by 50%. Let me cut the mortgage payments by 50%, the bank loans by 50%, everything in the grocery by 50%, everything in the pharmacy by 50%. And if they cut the cost of everything in this country by 50%, then the salary that people have now, they will be able to manage. You understand? Because when it comes to the poor man, they don't want to give them nothing. And imagine this same Ember, these wicked, sinful people, this same man who come in and telling people, come December, he bring in property tax. So it's okay to carry up everything, to put pressure on the poor people, but it's not okay when the government has to pay their money. What the hell it is going on? If all you don't have no money, how come the government don't have no money? Tell Harare you can't pay him all the 600,000, how much have all you just pay him every month? Yeah? It have a massive building going on by the Savannah there in Queen's Park East that costing hundreds of millions. The government can afford that. All you're building by the house, all you can afford that. Down in Church Street in the Gomartin, all you're building a community center. All of that is not necessary now. All you can afford that. Yeah? All you can afford everything, all the money that comes in and the whole pack of them teeth and all the racket they in, they can afford that. But when it's anything for the poor man, they can't afford it.
They still, Mr. Roadblock, they still can afford to pay Alwari and all of them the full money for the buildings that are being rented out, everything. Exactly. Everybody getting the full money, you know.
Exactly. I have never, ever in my life, and I in tongue long, seen a government that hate black people so. I see a government that hate poor people so. I see a government that hate workers so. The country cannot function without the workers, and these people always feel they're doing workers a favor. If all the workers stay home or they don't go to work, who the hell will see about the people in the hospital? Who will see about the people all over the place? They have to appreciate and have respect for workers, and they figure the workers can work for free. All of them salary high. Look at the Embird. This goat, I don't even know what to call him, that always come in with joy to tell people this going up, that going up the other. He build condo. He have a big salary, you know. He build condos and he sell them and he make millions of dollars profit. And all the houses and all the buildings and all the extra money they get in, apart from the salary. And these are the people that want to come and tell people that they can't afford. And when I am listening to these economists and the scientists and all the essentialists, they only talk when it's time to give something to the poor people. They always know verse and chapter when it's to give something to the workers. When the government carrying up things, the people carrying up things every Monday morning, nobody don't tell them freeze the prices. Nobody don't come and tell them, you know something, people cannot afford to pay this amount of money for goods in the pharmacy, freeze the prices. Nobody don't come and tell these people, the public cannot afford. But when it's the government time to pay the people, they can't afford. Well, you know something, just how we can't afford the gas and we have to find the money. Just how we can't afford the things in the grocery and we have to find the money. Just how we can't afford the things in the pharmacy and we have to find the money. Just how we can't afford nothing and we have to find the money. Hey, all you find the money or cut everything by 50% and let people be able to afford. Blessings, gentlemen. Good to hear you, Mikey. And gentlemen, God bless you all.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Mikey, Miss Roadblock can only preach there, you know. My God,
yeah,
my
boy.
God.
No, but you said something there too, Andy.
What that?
People still getting the rent for the building, you know.
Ah, boy.
All the money, you know.
Everybody getting their monies. But every drilling things hard. But ain't every drilling getting them on? Things hard.
And you have a labor minister that nobody could remember. What's the name of Kwashi was telling them, don't negotiate in the public. But well, she want people to negotiate. If you can't come and tell us clear cut why it is that you can't give public servants the money, you can't tell us, is it because so many of the revenue generating things that we have in this country is hiding behind non-disclosure agreements that you can't tell us how it is we pay for these jobs and what it is that we as a country owe for these very same vaccines or whatever you want to call them? Is it that you can't tell us that? Because we no longer have these things? Come on, man.
Morning caller.
The priorities clearly are warped. They warped the priorities. That's what's happening with this government. And they ought not to have been in government in the first place. They simply have lost it and have collapsed.
Just so we have a
so true. Yes. Go ahead, caller.
I will be out for a moment, gentlemen.
And come. All right.
All right, go ahead.
Michael and the set is 8 o'clock.
Nice.
A little after 8. All right. Go ahead, caller. Access is very important. And
yes, good morning. All of Trinidad and Tobago. Blessed day to everyone. All road lead to the Queen's Park Savannah from 9 o'clock. So, calling all public servants from all of Trinidad.
Tell them 9 a.m. Remember, people they say it are not too smart people out there. 9 a.m. Friday morning. So leave home 6 o'clock in the morning.
9 a.m. Yes, that's right. 9 a.m. Friday morning. I believe in Thursday night in Port of Spain. And I was clear the night after action, which was this morning. Over after the last, and I was saying that I will get in Port of Spain. I'm a serious man. And so all of you, Maximan, get out there, and because when was election, you have your flag blowing in the breeze. Blowing in the breeze when it's time to pack up your vehicle and get out yourself down in Port of Spain for 9 o'clock. All of Trinidad and Tobago is very important for the generation and your future. You see how the country is going down the road. So get yourself ready for that day. It's a big day. And the union, I heard Andy say sometime when things get tired, they're going to come out, you know. Sometime when they get tired, they're going to come out. But then you don't have to come out because you know they are in trouble. So get yourself out there and come down. They know they could come with a tear gas this time. You police officer, you're wasting your time with a tear gas. You can't do that this time. I'm sure the union them will be there. Don't come with no tear gas. The tear gas going to backfire back on you. So don't come there with no tear gas. We had it hard in the pushback in Port of Spain when they stranger. But this is a different checklist. A official could tell them that this morning. It's a different checklist this morning when we gathered here in Port of Spain. So come down with a joy and come down with all your friends, your family, your children. Want to bring your children? I think it's no problem because the children is hungry and in a short time they will have no food to eat. So come down and gather yourself in time for much from 9 starting and back in Port of Spain. Because when we had the pushback and go on the street, I was talking what's going on the street after the Savannah. But this time I'm going to make mass in Port of Spain. When I get out, I'm going to whine like a merry-go-round. I'm going to wave the flag. I'm going to show them in the name of Jesus this morning here. Have a blessed day.
Nice, what's me? I want to put you on top of the class this morning, boy. Everybody else who's saying they're coming, you see what you say? This time you want them to hear your voice. You go wave your flag. You go ball out with all the issues. You let them hear you loud and clear. When we go down there, you know, I want my money, bam bam. I want my education system fixed, bam bam. Oh God, they're killing me, bam bam. No, we have to be very, very serious. Morning caller, access phrase. We're calling from what's on your front burner, and why would you attend this Friday morning, 9 a.m. Queen's Park, Savannah?
Good morning to the panel. This is the sign painter in Kunupia. On Friday, I am inviting Trinidad and Tobago to the biggest pushback this country will ever have. And if all you don't listen to us Friday, we will be coming back on Monday at 9 a.m. Andy, we may send the main ingredient with Foster Commons business. I would like to know if Foster Commons is on the board and membership of Venture Credit Union, or if he has shares or interest in Venture Credit Union. This is what I would like to find out. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. All lines are open. Oh boy. Morning caller, access phrase. Where are you calling from?
Yes, I'm calling from Cuba. We all road lead to Queen Park, Savannah at 9 in the morning. I go leave here about 6.
Right, and that is this Friday. So that is in case you see people as we coming in Maxi, coming out of Maxi and taxi. So when they come in, while you're going to make your important contribution, you let them know where they're heading, what time they're heading there, and why they're heading there. Because you have to say why you going there.
Right, I go in there because of Foster Collins. You know, Caroni had their office in Couva. It's 2 acres of land. Where Caroni used to pack all the truck, the mechanic, they do all the mechanic, all the painting and everything. It's about 2 acres of land. For someone to take that land and he fenced it around about 12 feet. He put a wall all over that 2 acres of land. And that is Caroni head office land in Couva. That was the head office in Couva. And the owner of it right now is Foster Commons. And nobody are investigating him. And them we pay them and they sell them with teeth and land all around this country and nobody is saying, suppose them are doing nothing about it. You understand? What you condition the country today? What you road? What you medical hospital? What the people who working in the public service? The Minister of Finance, he building a big apartment all about with the taxpayer money. Right? And nobody is saying nothing. This PNM government just keep on, according to Mikey, the problem is not the people, you know, is the PNM is the problem in this country. Them is the one that have everything under control. They have all the control, the DPP, the EBC, the police, they control everybody so they could do the dirty work and get away. You understand? So we need help. Otherwise we wouldn't have a country. We're gonna have like Haiti. The speed this country going, we're gonna have like Haiti. These people and them destroying this country, the younger generation won't have a future if we keep on staying back and not doing nothing. We have to get rid of this PNM one for the future of the children. You understand? We can't think selfish. We have to think about the little kids and them that coming up. This PNM is destroying the country. The 1% of them making every year they're making big how they call it, the interest. They had how much interest they make for the year. Big profit they're making, and they can't even pay public service. They can't. They're laying off over 100,000 people. They get rid of the middle class people because the middle class people can't get US money. They want control of the US. So, brother, we had to, by the help of God, we had to get rid of the PNM government, otherwise we wouldn't have a country.
Nice. So, what we heading Friday morning?
Friday morning at Queen's Park, Savannah. I leave in at 6 o'clock. And we reach here for 9 o'clock in the morning.
9 a.m. Thank you so much, caller. Next caller, morning caller, access phrase. Where you calling from? And let us know. Go ahead.
Yeah, Andy, morning. Calling from Mover. I have a question I need to ask.
Wait, the access raise. All roads leads to Queen's Park, Savannah. This Friday morning, 9 a.m. We all meeting at Queen's Park, Savannah for the biggest pushback ever. Go ahead.
I have a question to ask Mikey K, Lennox, and Andy. Why would the trade union want to negotiate with a government that has thrown diplomacy out the window? That's the question that I have to ask. Now, the thing about it is that this government is about to sign away our sovereignty. I don't know if you are aware of it. Sign away our sovereignty to WHO.
Right.
Is this the elephant in the room that they continue to hoodwink us with this wage agreement? Why would a trade union want to negotiate with a government that has thrown diplomacy out the window? And I keep saying this, they are beating the right rhythm, but they are singing the wrong song. Because we may succeed in getting our wage agreement, but then they will come with something else to tell us, well, we can't get the money because of X, Y, and Z. At this point in time, I think we're just trying to lick down mangoes in the dark. This government has to be removed. How we planning to remove them is another situation and another discussion, but they have to be removed. The elephant in the room is that you're signing away the sovereignty to WHO. And the trade union isn't speaking anything about it, but we're studying wage agreement. Diplomacy has gone out the window. We're still trying to negotiate with a bunch of demons inside of it. Have a good morning.
Thank you very much. Oh boy. Go ahead, Mikey.
Yeah, caller from Mover. Yeah, we understand your point, you know. Definitely understand your point. But listen, when we come out on Friday, we want to hear answers to that. I agree with him. We want to hear answers to that. Because let me tell you something. The stakeholders, the ground reporters, the whole real media family, we don't just come out for the sake of coming out as we said down in Chaguanas. We are not here for talk shops, you know. And if it is that you can give us answers, we are not simply just going to go and play loyal to anyone. And he said it this morning, and I repeated it. All the issues that we have concern with, we have to come out. And the people who mount that platform better be prepared, because we don't stand up and push back easily. We are not here to be used. I want people to understand that. Don't take us for fools. We want good governance. We've been pushing for it from day one. Call the elections now. Remember that. To up to where we are present today. So Anisette and the entire team better be prepared when they hit that platform to tell us exactly what's happening, you know. Because if you come to powder puff, and if you come to play that at the end of the day, you want to be chummy because, you know, Rowley decided that he go down and pull off a stunt and say, hey, I myself didn't agree with the CPO, so we've decided to give so-and-so along the lines of a promise, because we know in this country, it are people who would prefer to have a promise to hold them over, and they may hold them over until our local elections, and then they could get another promise to hold them over until after the general elections, and then after that you realize you're mounted a tiger, and now you want to come and hold your head and ball. We don't have time for that. I hope Anisette and them fellas listening, we don't have time for that. This is do or die, because we reach. Guyana has a GDP that is very economically active, and it's taking off. You see what's happening in Barbados and the rest of the region. St. Vincent had a volcano, and still they're producing more than us. So that alone should tell you what is going on. People, we have no options. We have no choice. This is it. We can't make excuses. So understand how important it is to be at the Queen's Park Savannah on Friday morning at 9 a.m. Understand that, because we demand answers as well. Not every Tom, Dick and Harry go mount that platform and play that at the end of the day they go tell we that it's raining and you know what they're doing in our face. We're not here for that. So move, I understand what you're saying. Come out, stand side by side, and let's hear from all the people who have something to say on Friday, and it better be in our interest.
Oh boy, morning caller, access phrase. Where you calling from? What's on your front burner?
Good morning, Friday, 9 o'clock, Queen's Park Savannah.
9 a.m. Some people might feel it's in the night. Yes.
sorry. What I want to say, the nurses in the hospital, the 2%, all they should protesting because when the whoever walked through the hospital and give all you a box of cricks or whatever, all you take it with a smile and all you say nothing. Oh, you're so stupid.
We on unity. We on unity.
Yes, I know that. I know that, but I'm coming to the point.
Yes.
Right things are you supposed to stand for, you're not stand. People bribe all you with biscuit. But anyway, I want to tell Mr. Rowley, you say you don't lie. What makes you truth and every man else a liar? Only the Bible say that let God be God at all times. Only God is truth and every man a liar. Mr. Rowley, you will self-destruct, and you're self-destructing right now. Out of corruption, you don't know what to say anymore. Lies on your shoulder, making you weary and tired now. Just now, very soon, you're going to self-destruct.
Thank you very much, Beulah. Oh boy, morning call access phrase. Where you calling from? WhatsApp callers, I will take you all calls in a little bit. Just blasting out, Andy. Making sure everybody had the links to the number one program. Go ahead, caller.
Andy.
Go ahead.
Andy David on the line here, boy. I haven't...
Access phrase.
I always leave to Savannah on Friday at 9 a.m.
Nice.
Right, we're going to wake up this country. Friday morning, Trinidad and Tobago, listen to me. When are we going to be tired of being treated like slave children? Slave children! We are slave children, Trinidad. Get out of that syndrome. Get out of that. The 1% is not slave children, you know. Watch how they live in. They never had a pandemic in their life. They never had separation. They never had these things to suffer from, because we are the slave children that have the back to put all the corruption and to put all the madness that they're doing to us in this country. And the PNM is a virus from day one. Right? So I don't know when people will just see that they should be in opposition after we put our guns down about them. Right? That's basically what I'm to say. But I'm excited about Friday, and people, we are not slave children, so stop getting on like slave children. All right.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All the lines, well, the two lines, landline are open while I'm just doing something on the WhatsApp. Morning caller, access phrase. Where you calling from?
I'm calling from the Beta Mandy and Surety. We're looking at 80% of the Beta will be at the Savannah. Talking about youth saying, talking about them all had turned back, done said, enumerated, literate, PNM people and them. We're talking about youth, especially the taxi drivers without road hangs. That road will let's say picture 12 million. We'll be demonstrating against that 12 million, and we are urging people to participate on Friday at 9 a.m. on the also calling on Mr. Amal, morning, on Ms. Sharon, please put everything aside and those in the UNC, if that the ground report get this Friday so we can live, everything can go live at the Savannah. I will appreciate that. So I know sometimes them ladies are more power than men. So if Ms. Sharon had to get Mr. Amar a little back or something or some kind of a back or something so that we can have the Friday here. So those in the UNC who listening, those who have money who listening, we need this Friday as a start. This is an important Friday.
So true. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. You need this Friday here, real important. Morning caller.
It is a big day, man.
Big day. Go ahead, caller.
Morning, gentlemen. All road leads to Port Spain Friday the 27th at 9 a.m. at the Queen's Park, Savannah.
Nice. This Friday here. Go ahead.
And this is our plea to the police at Trinidad and Tobago. All they fall within the public servant bracket, right? We want all to come out too, because just don't come out with your semi-military wear to intimidate people. No, because the prices in the groceries, what going up, affecting all your too. It's affecting all your family. Sometimes all the police is the only breadwinners in the family, right? And I don't all your too, right? So we want all to come out. Right? Don't just come to intimidate people like last time. Fire tear gas for no reason. We want all to come out and help the citizenry, because we feeling it. Everybody feeling it. And we need all to come out too. The prison officers, the fire officers, everybody, you understand? Even the military men, come out, right? Because it's affecting everybody. And everybody else, government, the salary going up. Right? We want to know if all you will please do us a favor and come out and support us. Right? Fellas, we're hoping everything will work out good for the nation Friday. Right? Because we cannot go down this road any longer. Right? We cannot go. I could barely put fuel in my vehicle to transport my daughter to school, which is the most important thing for me right now. Right? I want a change. We need a change. And we need a positive change in this country. And Gary Griffith, we want to see you outside there too. Right? We want to see you championing for the people. You could be our next Cipriani. You understand? You're a captain. Like Captain Cipriani. Come out. Right? Show the nation what you're made of. Right? You're a civilian now. Come and show us what you and leadership is about. Please, Mr. Griffith. And all the former members of the defense force, the majors and the colonels and them, right? Put all the political hats aside and come out for the nation, because all the choose, all the hats set out to defend the nation, right? So if this ain't calling for all, I don't know what again. Please, gentlemen, have a good day.
Thank you so much, caller.
Wow. I'm big and pleading.
Morning, caller. Access phrase. Where you calling from?
All roads lead to Queen's Park, Savannah, Friday at 9 o'clock. And the follow up on that fellow we just talked about this. I have a son who is a police also, and he check his back pay. You know what his back pay? He say his back pay reaching $1,275. I just want to know if them police going out there with that kind of back pay
money to give people tear gas again. Anyway, Andy, you know what I want to tell you? I was looking at a little clip just now in YouTube. You know what Barajak is doing in Guyana? He giving out jobs over 25. You ever see that? 25,000 jobs the man giving out. He's sharing out jobs while we Prime Minister sharing out lies and making the country poorer. And all that man have is hatred in his mind for his citizens. Which part you ever see a ruler that care for the people, boy, of his nation, and all this man doing is spewing a lie and hatred in this place. People want to run out of this country. The U.S. Embassy, if you go for an appointment now, it's in 25 they're giving you. I don't know, boy, what kind of man is this, boy, and the people continue to support this man, boy, only lies, while other people, other governments assisting the people, helping the people to get out of this pandemic thing or the whole crisis, the crisis that the world facing. I tell you, you see that clip there, boy, back, they say Barajak, they're sharing job, while this one sharing lies. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Wow.
Just a little more time, WhatsApp callers. The lines are open. The lines are open. The number to call 229-0251. 229-0251 or 239-5120, 239-5120, or WhatsApp calls only to 366-3053. 366-3053. I'll take the WhatsApp calls in a little bit. Just give me 5 more minutes or less. Morning caller, access phrase. Where are you calling from?
Morning to you, big old man. You're going down some Friday morning, 9 a.m. Queen Savannah. Marching with the unions for a better Trinidad and Tobago. Mikey, I want to say morning to Mikey, man.
Morning, brother.
Mikey, I ain't telling you to go to the head of the class, you know. I want to go on top of the school and sit down on the roof. But try and don't fall down because, I mean, that's the highest I could put you at this point in time. Morning to you, Mikey. Morning, brother. Andy, morning, Cuff, morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Andy, let me tell you something. I listened to the editorial this morning. I listened to the Big Wood editorial, I listened to Mikey editorial. I want to let the Big Wood man know that Prime Minister Dr. Rowley has already said he's not firing nobody. So this thing you're talking about fire coming. You know very well he's not going to do that. The most he might do, he might move him, shift him, and put him somewhere else. But he's not going to fire nobody. So let us think about that. Number 2, Andy, I keep saying about why they doing this, why they doing that. The people who could buy land, they're giving them land and the poor people are getting nothing. Andy, the man already said that he's going to make the rich richer. And that is one way of making the rich richer, giving them the people land so they can make themselves all right. So listen to what you're saying and fall back on it. You keep saying that why you doing that. That's the reason why you're doing it. Giving the rich people all the land he could give them so that they will become richer. So the poor will get a little crumbs from the bread so we could eat. Anyhow, Mikey and Andy, I want to say to you, boy, the one-stop report, one-stop shop, thank them very much for my television. I get it back. They bought it yesterday. It's working up to mark. 100 thumbs up to them, Andy.
Nice.
Good morning and doctor and listening.
Thank you very much. Oh boy. Morning caller, access phrase, where you're calling from and what's on your front burner and why would you be attending? And only attending. Just send me a text now, WhatsApp. Let me let the people who actually go and come out there, the tenant and words, and they come in and show and be out there too. Let me say a pleasant good morning to Baby and Miss Miss. Yeah, go ahead.
Did you call young boys?
Oh God, boy, you is a little fool. Next caller.
Hello, good morning, Andy.
Go ahead, Clive Nunez.
Yes, I just want to remind people, well, it is back to the Savannah Friday, okay? I want to remind people these following words. Show me a liar and I will show you a thief. Where the $10 million gone in Cleaver Woods? Don't forget that.
Thank you very much. Next caller, morning caller, access phrase. Where you calling from? And what's on your phone burner this morning? Go ahead, caller.
Morning.
Morning to the crew, ground report.
Nice. Turn down, and you will raise it back up after your contribution.
Morning to Michael Kerr. I would just like to say we push him back Friday.
Yes.
9 a.m. St. Anne's. Andy, Michael Kerr, we have some good news. The madhouse in St. Anne's open for the whole of the government. House Speaker, President, Prime Minister, all of them. Fellas, you have a good morning.
Thank you very much.
All right, open.
A whole madhouse for them.
A whole madhouse.
Morning caller, access raise.
Good morning, Port of Spain, Queen's Park Savannah, this Friday morning, pushing back 9 a.m.
Nice. Go ahead, caller.
My point this morning, I want the union to put for me in writing what they're going to settle for, because I don't trust these guys in India. But they get the 15 million earlier up from Dr. Rowley, right? So I don't want them going there Friday morning and they say they're going for 3% and they sit down and everybody shut down back. I want, and he said this morning when he come on this radio this morning at 8 o'clock, to tell me what they're going to settle for, 14%, 15%, 50% interest loan charges reduced and rebated. I want to know what we're going there for. We're going to push back, but with the union, I don't trust you all. Tell me in black and white what we're settling for. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, next caller. Oh boy, to the biggest pushback ever. Trinidad and Tobago, you got the opportunity. Or they say tongue, or they want to go tongue. Port of Spain. That was all we were saying. Now Port of Spain reach, and it reached real fast. This Friday morning, 9 a.m., Queen's Park Savannah, ground zero. Would you be there? And why would you be there? Morning caller.
I talk from Port of Spain here now, because people in the taxi saying that the only will be union, and as the caller said, you only let me call them, or in both let me call them sometime Tuesday, Wednesday, and you're hearing they settle for something small. But they actually was asking for 25 or 20 or how much percent, whether they get it or not, we are still going to demonstrate on Friday. We ought to, for all the ills and all, for several things. We're looking at DLC, we're looking at the 100 million in fake oil. The list could go on and on. No laptops to children. The list go poor healthcare system, and the list go on and on and on. So Friday, 9 a.m., we'll all be at the Savannah. All the trade union leaders, all of them go there.
The trade unions is totally on board, and they're not retreating. No surrender unless they get what they asked for. Let's go to the lines. The lines are open. Let me give all the new callers the numbers. To all new callers, the number 229-0251, 229-0251, or 239-5120. That's 239-5120. Two numbers again, 229-0251 or 239-5120. WhatsApp calls only to 366-3053. WhatsApp number again, 366-3053. I'll take some WhatsApp calls after these two. Morning caller, access phrase. Where are you calling from?
Morning, Barakpur. This coming Friday, 9 a.m. at Queen's Park Savannah. I feel Friday is too late. We start from this evening. Andy, I scared about these trade union people. I feel they could come and offer them something and fool them. But that is not the issue alone. We have other things to say about in this country. Not if they give trade union some and they settle up. What will happen to the rest of the issue? So we had to look into that. The issue to fool, Roger Zaman, I don't trust at all. We went to talk to the Rowley, the Petrutin, I think two of them alone. No media reporter. We don't know what happened. You understand? Only he like a flying crap, He jumping all about. So I'll take that in your head and study it good. Thank you.
We understand each and every one of you all issues, but the most important issue is for we to come out there Friday morning, please God, 9 a.m. Queen's Park Savannah for the biggest ever pushback. Nice united match. Yeah, Mikey, man. We had a...
Yeah. I think that is it. Listen, it's not that we're not hearing you, but again, I want people to understand, please, don't downplay your value and your worth. don't downplay your importance. This is not about personalities, whether it's Annie said, Roger, whatever. Hey, we talking to you, the stakeholder, who has always been here with the ground report. You understand what we stand for. It has to be good governance or nothing. There are more than one issue on the agenda that has to be addressed. And who feel that they're bigger than anything that they're serving will never be successful. I want to repeat that. Whoever believes that they're bigger than what they are serving, they will never be successful. People, we have to come out. We have issues that are hitting us, and many of the people that support us are public servants, and they are not going to settle for less. Because at the end of the day, we are tired of the days when you have people who want to represent and our interest is not made a priority. Come Friday, all of that is going to be addressed as well. Come out. Everybody's on board. This is a united platform. And again, if you have to feed some people with a long spoon, then so be it. If you have to watch them cook, so be it. But you have to be there to do all that. If we want to hold anybody accountable, we cannot do it from the comfort of our homes. We can't do it from the sidelines. We must get involved. We must participate. And we must come out and unite and stand our ground and push back.
Talk, Mikey,
You have to be there. You have to be there. When you are there, then you can hold them accountable. Then you can go up in the face and say, hey, we didn't come here for that, you know. This is not what we come out of our house for, you know. We're suffering, you know. Some of us be coming down the road and we watching the gas needle because we don't know if we have enough to drive back home, but we didn't come for that. Some of us left the kitchen unattended because we have nothing to put in the pot and we didn't come out for this. Some of us have absolutely nothing to lose again because the bank moving in, the credit union moving in, people we owing money to moving in, and we didn't come together for this. And the only way you can hold them accountable and let them know is you must be there. You must be present. You must come out on Friday morning, May 27th, this Friday at 9 a.m. at the Queen's Park, Savannah. Forget personalities. Don't downplay your worth and your value, stakeholders. It is time that everything that we want, we have to take it back in order for us to have it. So come and let's take it back.
Stand your ground. Push back.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's take a few more calls to go for the break and come back. Morning caller, access phrase. Where you calling from? And let us know why you will be coming down. Go ahead. Access phrase.
San Fernando. We're pushing back all the way.
Where? When? What time?
Friday, 9 a.m. Queen's Park, Savannah.
Thank you very much.
Andy, here what it is going on. The union, you see what I call us say there? I agree with you. Because the union, they sell out the workers. This man they call Lambert.
Oh God! Only I understand. We understand. But at the end of the day, if it is our vision, it's going out there. We taking responsibility to go out there. Why would we want to come with the negativity when we trying to build the unity, the togetherness, where every creed and race, whether it be union, whether it's a damn driver, whether it's a police officer, whether it's a soldier, whatever, whether it's a senior citizen and all, whether it's a youth, the issues in which we have, some of us, when it comes to the unions, could never be bigger than the issue of all of us coming out at the Queen's Park, Savannah, this Friday morning, 9 a.m. We go deal with whatever issues that come before us after. But the most important thing is not by deterring people, not by putting any source of disunity within a movement, within a positive vibes. We can't do that. How we go do that?
That's right. That's right.
So let me keep focus. As Mikey say, all who have the issues, let me watch them cocky eye. But right. That must not stop you all from heading to the Queen's Park, Savannah this Friday morning, 9 a.m.
Andy, you're correct.
Go ahead, Mikey.
And listen, caller, let me tell you something. If you're so concerned, make all your placards in relation to that. We had to see placards saying, hey, Lambert, this is not Monopoly, you know. So we're not here for games. We had to see placards saying, and he said, if you want to preach, go to church, you know. We want to deal with the issues. If you have an issue with that, make a placard. Roger, know what you're about, you know. Know what you're about, and don't make no about turn. Make some placards and let them know. Because when they're confronted with the thousands and thousands that coming out, they better know and they will realize, hey, understand what you're dealing with, you know. Understand who it is. Understand that tree that you're mounting, you know. Be careful, you know. But at the end of the day, we have issues. And we must gather in our numbers. We gather here not because we like you, or we trust you, or we feeling as though you have no. We gather here to show you that this is bigger than you. We gather here to show you that good governance for the future is larger than anything you could bring forward. And that is why we're here. I say if you're disgruntled, if you're angry, if you're watching them cookie, I hear what? Regardless of what, you have to be there. You must be there. And you should be there. So come out. Come out.
I could put out this one twist state. The twist that could go to it say, well, let the people talk, Andy. No. Then I could say, well, boy, some of them people who call in there, them is PNM people that call in, the government people that call in to disrupt something positive by you getting the belly, you getting the will to come out and stand up for something or continue to take anything, and they're trying to disturb the program, so we're not allowing no negativity. Right, so that will cover all of you who say let the people talk, let the people talk. Them people want to talk. Damn it, somebody now tell me it's PNM people. I ain't gonna lie, some of them voice sound familiar as not being PNM people, but they sound like if it is they you know, they really support other political parties but the PNM. But the message come from Bali, say, oh, so the phone here. Hey, don't encourage disunity. Don't that Bali say, oh, sending people for we to move we focus on all are we going out to the Queen's Park Savannah 9 a.m. Friday morning to go on and accept and George and this one and that one. That is the disunity. That is what the politicians want to see, and that is what the ground report not going to allow.
That's right.
Morning caller, Access Phrase. Where are you calling from?
Access Phrase is 2025.
Yeah, 2025 is
right. I show he name in the subget report.
Morning caller.
I show you hear laugh? You hear that perverted laugh?
Yeah.
I sure he mentioned in that report.
Yeah.
Sicko like you.
Queen's Park Savannah, be there or be square.
Yes.
Andy, this morning when Anna said, come on, can you have a call in for the people who have questions to him, please?
That will be based on the time. We might be able to take, but we will see. Based on the time.
And these two calls, Andy, it must have people there who could ask two good questions and I'll face our time, please.
All right.
I beg you for the population, please.
All right.
Why only on personality? So
yeah.
Andy just made a valid point last night in a Rima. Rowley tried to shift the narrative on this OAS issue. And here how he justifying bringing up this issue. He said that while Prasad Visesa has been maligning his ministers, including Faris Alwari, Stuart Young, and now Foster Cummins, she has not responded to the injustice involving OAS. So he wants to bring up an issue with OAS, of course, blame Kamala, blame the UNC, to justify the fact that why he don't want to deal with these ministers that the opposition has highlighted. Faris, Stuarty, and Foster. So in other words, forget that. Forget if there's anything up as far as misbehavior in public office. Forget anything that has to do with anybody doing anything under the Money Laundering Act. Forget all that. We want to deal with something else. And that is what we're talking about. Why get distracted? Why let people change the narrative? We have been standing our ground and push back, and this Friday, it's a united platform. I believe in all you. I know all is smarter than that. But you have to come out.
Oh boy, morning caller.
Pleasant day, my brothers.
to the 104.7 FM staff and Mr. Amar and his wife.
Mute, Mikey, mute.
And the listeners. I just want to say that this is where I try to show people, you know, where things are not adding up. Having Jamaica, where they are starting the plans rolling with the railway system to help the transportation system in Jamaica, to help the people of Jamaica, to help the poor people of Jamaica. Then you have St. Kitts and Nevis. They are implementing measures of a 10% increase in salaries for all public sector workers. But then, meanwhile, here in Trinidad, you have the government of Trinidad and Tobago offering this to officers, and you have increase in cost of living, you have no sort of incentives, and I'm asking myself that I don't understand. You are literally seeing that the other regions are trying for the people. They are implementing things that would be effective on the people's standard of living with immediate effect, like the 10% increase in St. Kitts and Nevis. What is this government doing for public officers? I'm telling you all, pay attention to what they are calling, quote unquote, public sector reform. In a couple years' time, all those officers who hold the substantive of temporary clerk ones will be going home. I'm telling you all. And this is why it is important that Friday at 9 a.m. we have to be there. We have to be there. And it's not only for public officers. It's not only for in that aspect. It's our parents. Look what's going on with our children in school. They just came out of a pandemic. Nobody talked about counseling in school to these children on a daily basis, explain these things, to wheel them back into the school system. Look at the crime rate. What is really going on? Just now we didn't be able to come out of our homes. We'll be trapped inside our homes. What is really going on? And then you have this government. Every day, every week, it is something new. It is not some allegation of corruption. It is some allegation of nepotism. It is not some allegation of nepotism. It's lies. It's deceitfulness. And these are the people that are running the affairs of this country and are running the affairs for my children. And this is why we have to stand united and stand up and tell them enough is enough. We have to stop studying about ourselves. What about those family, the family of those divers? Did they really get justice? Let us not be a 9-day country. What about the Beetham residents? Look how long they took to clear up that sewer problem. And like I said before, that could have never happened. Never. In Westmoreland. What it is really going on? What it is really going on? When would enough be enough for us? When would enough be enough for us until what? We go to the gas station like sheeps and we continue to fill our gas at high gas prices while they continue to pocket our monies secretly? What is really going on? Public officers, I am asking you, Friday is as important as your birth date when you were born on this earth, because it is no longer about self, it is about country, and we have to take back our country. And apparently the only way this government would hear our cries and listen to our cries is if we show them in our numbers, because they are using legislation to block us. They are using the parliament to mock us. They are using all of these 9-day wonders. Local elections are coming. You see roads paving. You see things happening. Come on, that's what we want. That is what we want. Temporary 9 days wonder, and then we go back down to separation. Don't study yourself. Study your children. Study what's coming in the lad.
Yes.
Please. Please, we have to be there on Friday. We have to stand united. All groups, all organizations. The only way this government will understand is by our numbers. We cannot wait 3 more years of this. Enough is enough. I have had enough. I have had enough of going into these groceries and juggling these things, man. Waiting on 15 months now, going on for my acting, my acting, my first approval. Wait, it's really going on. It's only me going through this. It's only me going to work every day and voicing my opinion and voicing my tiredness and voicing my stresses in the maxis. And I just want to say this. It's funny because we really only study about self. I was traveling in maxi going to work. And a gentleman, the maxi stopped and queued up, and a gentleman opened the door and he looked at the driver and he asked the driver and he said, "Drive, it's my first day at work and I have no money. I said, okay, drop the tongue, please." And the maxi was literally empty. And the driver looked at him and said, "Nah, brother, no start for the morning." And he drove off. And this is where we must cut this selfishness. At the end of the day, what would have $6 cost you? You know what it would have cost you? That young man now could have said, "You know what? Screw it. Nobody care about nobody inside in here," and he started to rob. These are the things we have to start to take look at. It is not about self anymore. We need to take back Trinidad and Tobago to what it was, and to where we want it to be. And I'm asking and begging all public officers. We make up at least less than half of the population. Imagine if all of us came out together with the other groups. What do you think they will say? They will have nothing to say but just to give us an election date. What are we waiting on? I'm sorry to take up so much time on this station this morning, my brothers, but thank you so much. And Trinidad and Tobago, have a blessed day.
Thank you, public servant. Oh boy, let me take one more call because we want to go for a break and come back. Morning caller, access phrase. Where you calling from?
Morning, Andy. Always lead to Port of Spain, 9 a.m. on Friday.
Go ahead, caller.
Calling on the principal of the schools. Give the children a day off Friday. Let the teachers know. Bring out the children. This one is a serious one. And listen to me too. God will be there to protect his children. No weapon that form against them shall prosper. Thank you, brother.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, go ahead, man.
Andy, before you go for the break, you said something this morning. All independent institutions seem to have been infiltrated and compromised. And that is true. You have a prime minister last night on a platform making the comment that I want the commissioner of police. He calls on the commissioner of police to probe who ordered removal of contract clause with the OS deal. And I want the commissioner of police to go into NITCO. I have instructed the Minister of Works and Transport to instruct NITCO to cooperate fully with the police so the country can determine under whose hand and direction this travesty took place. He's calling on the Commissioner of Police. But this is the 5th time that UNC Senator David Nackett has written to Roger Gaspard. In 9 weeks, in the last 9 weeks, Senator David Nackett wrote to the Director of Public Prosecutions on the most critical of matters within the public domain, and a matter that continues to undermine the democracy of our republic while threatening the stability and integrity of our country's independent institutions. And he copied this correspondence to the acting commissioner of police as well. That it is the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, who has admitted publicly on several occasions that he was indeed the man who interfered in the constitutional process in the selection of the Commissioner of Police. It's 5 times in the last 9 weeks. And a man can get on a platform and call the Commissioner of Police because why? Because he have an issue that Kamla Persad-Visessa has been maligning his ministers, Faris Alwari, Stuart Young, and now Foster Cummins. So it justifies now that he can call on the commissioner, and trust me, in no time at all, because based on what he is saying, he has already told them to cooperate with the police. Is it that a probe has already started, even before he mounted the platform last night? Just asking the question. Is it that this was already told to the acting commissioner of police? Because he can't seem to respond to David Nackett for the last 9 weeks, writing 5 times, but he can mount a platform and call for something only to change the narrative and take away the attention from these ministers that he says that Kamla is maligning. Come on, people. One more you want to see. Pick sense from nonsense, man. You can't stay home Friday. You have to be at the Savannah for 9 a.m. This is it. Our democracy is way gone as far as being threatened. It has been compromised. and we need to take back our country. Get out there on Friday. Come out.
Oh boy, we take a quick break and come back. When we come back, don't change your dial. It's all about this Friday morning. Queen's Park, Savannah, 9 a.m. All in sundry to the biggest ever push back. Stand your grounds. However, or whatever reason you have to leave your home, make that sacrifice. Having no money in your pocket, at least send a friggin' message, man. Well, let me be real. All roads are into Queen's Park, Savannah, this Friday morning, 9 a.m. When we come back, the interview with Michael Anisette.
Stand your ground. Push back.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith. With Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
It's all you need, a little bit of city in the country. Sangre Grande is the place to be. DG Homes gives you luxury, affordable, brand new. DG Homes come shining through. Step into reality, a home of possibilities. Dreams come true, it could be you. DG Homes, modern, luxurious living for all.
Warrell Regis and Company Limited. Services offer new tires and battery sale, motor vehicle inspection, mechanical repairs, fleet maintenance, tire alignment, wheel balancing and rotation, nitrogen installation, auto body repairs. Authorized agent for all major insurance, windshield replacement, wrecking service, parts and accessories. SMR Enterprise Shoguanas. Telephone 665-3377 or email warrellregis@yahoo.com. Open Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5.
Sheltec for your everyday gaming needs. Get your eShop, PSN, Roblox, and Steam cards. Also get the latest PS5, PS4, Xbox, and Switch games. We have everyday specials, 2 for $500 on games for everyone. Shop online at sheltechelectronics.com and get even more discounts. Visit us at 11 to 13 Frederick Street, Capital Plaza, Port of Spain. Come to Sheltec for your everyday gaming needs.
Shiny and Ari Restaurant number 67 Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standard. For breakfast daily, Monday to Sunday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. On the menu, sada roti, fry bake, roast bake, pie, coffee, tea, Milo, vegetable pizza, pancakes with assorted vegetables. Lunch specials daily from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Chicken pilau, $25. Assorted lunch from $25 to $40. Soup specials and crab and dumpling. Delivery of food available. Dinner a la carte on the pavement from 6 p.m. until burgers, chicken sandwich, hot dogs, fries and chicken nuggets, shrimp burger, gyros, and anything else you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your orders 7 days a week.
The Racetrack Company introduces their newest location and wheel showroom in Chase Village. Yet another state-of-the-art wheel and tire facility. 3 locations nationwide: Aruca, Buku, Tobago, and our new building in Chase Village. We offer 3D all-wheel alignment, wheel and tire combos for every application and budget, along with fitment hardware and accessories. We stock a wide variety of OEM styles, off-road rims and tires, as well as high-performance radials and racing wheels. Check out theracetrack.co on Instagram or call 285-9168.
June, let's go back in time. Featuring the kings of old school. The hitman Howie T, Dr. Hyde, and the musical surgeon Dr. Ross. Back in time.
So I'd like to know where you got the notion.
At BBS Banquet Hall, Rio Claro, next to Sammy's Bar, from 9 p.m. till. Ticket outlets, Sammy Sammy's Bar Rio Claro, Russell's Bar Rio Claro, Tony's Fashion Mayaro Rio Claro, Woodstock Bar, Indian Walk, Illusion Bar, St. Julian, and Fats International nationwide. Back in time, featuring the kings of old school, Howie T, Dr. Hyde, and Dr. Russ. Saturday, 4th June, from 9 p.m. till at BBS Banquet Hall, Rio Claro. Ticket hotline, Sammy 342-9518 and BBS 733-8182. Sponsored by Carrier Brewery, Sammy's Bar, BBS Sound Company, and Top Kings International.
Sunday, 29th May, the night before the holiday. M1047 in collaboration with Caps Bar. More on the move. Caps Bar, 7th Main Road, Current. Brings to you the arrival. DJs, Selector Skull, Junior Mafia, Beats by Robin, and the Music Library. Special guests, the new sensation, Anthony Batson, Nigel Gomez, Climax, special female artist, and Live Tessa. Hosted by the Ground Boss, Joe Grind. The night before the holiday, Sunday, 29th May. All roads lead to Caps Bar Kira for the arrival. Admission is free. Be there. You juice. You juice. And when me drink, me get a natural boost. Ginger, lime, and turmeric. Keep away every sickness. Get a bottle of this a real spice. And make a healthy choice in your life. And let me drink up the juice. And let me drink up the thing from the roots. And let me drink up the thing from the fruits. The you juice.
Don't think twice. Super quality will never be beaten on price. Conveniently located at Twin City, Endeavour Road, Chabonas, and Hoover. Experience shopping comfort, wide lanes, and secured parking. Your one-stop shop for variety. Great prices, quality service, and yes, weekly special. Super quality, never beaten on price. Contact them 223-9715. Super quality, never beaten on price.
Home is where you can foster new memories, where you can rejuvenate. Home is where love is, a peace of mind. Home is a house with a land to expand. Home is at the serene Buacano Park or the gated sanctuary of Ella Vista Gardens. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, indoor laundry, and private parking. Starting at $1.275 million, Home is DG Homes, Sangre Grande, 691-5659, 721-9186 or 379-8999. DG Homes, modern and luxurious living for all.
Happy People Promotion says, let's give thanks for life.
Give praise, children.
On Saturday, 28th May 2022 at SWWTU Hall, Ryson Road, Port of Spain. Music by DJ Daryl, Dr. Russ. Also, RFM's Music Library. Powered by Billy J Sound System. Admission free before 11 p.m. Early bird tickets $100. 2 persons on 1 ticket. More at the door. You can bring all the liquor you want. No cups or ice chaser. Tickets available at Cleves, Port of Spain, Crosby's in St. James, Kids Variety Store San Juan, La Luna Bar Ruca, Sylvester's Bar Rima, and Bobby's Bar Curep. Let's give thanks for life. Saturday, 28th May 2022 at SWWTU Hall, Ryson Road, Port of Spain. Brought to you by Happy People's Promotion.
This is not a bet in here, this is
Looking to complete your home or private project? Well, the place is Midland Hardware. We carry a large selection of roofing and plumbing supplies, lumber, steel, water tanks, and much more. Get your sand, gravel by the bag, yard, or load. No one beats our prices. Visit us at the corner of Sinclair Road and Eastern Main Road, 5 Rivers, or call 646-2144. Midland Hardware.
The Burger Specialist is doing it again. The breakfast menu is now available. Chicken and waffles, wraps, bagels, pancakes, and of course our smashing breakfast burger and so much more. Only at the Burger Specialist. Remember to ask about our signature burgers. Call or WhatsApp 769-9222. That's 769-9222. Located at the intersection of Macoya Road and the Priority Bus Route in Tunapuna. The Burger Specialist. We make breakfast great.
Ladies and gents, under the moon and stars in red. Under the moon and stars in red. Garden Sanctuary. Here we come. July 9th.
Hitman Howie T presents Clash of Generations, The Cruise. Saturday, May 28th, aboard the Harbor Master. Morning 11 p.m., sailing at 12 midnight to 4 a.m. Clash of Generations. Get ready for Reese T, DJ Mikhail, TC, Davey Murray, Sensational Sammy, and the versatile Hitman Howie T.
Hit it, Howie. Hit it, Howie T.
Baby Nayoka, I want to know what's up.
Dress code, trending versus retro. The best dressed male and female will receive $500 in cash. Tickets are $200. Get them now at Bobby's Bar, Curep, Amanda's Grill, Excellent City, Porter's Bay, Sour Tea, Roadside Cafe San Juan, Fats International, Trin City, and Arima, Caliente Bar, Curep, Kirby's Bar, Freeport, and Sion's Bar, San Fernando. Call 689-2119 or 276-0950 for more information. Get ready for Clash of Generations, The Cruise.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Stand your ground. Push back.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We are back, we are back, we are back. Lennox Smith, Michael Kerr. We have Michael Anisette on the line for the big day. This Friday, Queen's Park, Savannah, 9 a.m. All roads, all in sundry, all public servants, all people that understands the plights of workers. Besides workers, the raising gas prices and all, what affecting workers, but affecting you too, even if it's not a public servant. Understand the importance. It's not about personalities, it's about us this time. Lennox, Mikey, go ahead. You have Miss Anderson.
Good morning, Mr. Anisette.
Good morning.
Good morning.
To you and
yes, good morning to you.
And I'm blessings always. Blessings.
Okay, I know that I know that this big day on Friday, but I just want to get some insider and some background before, of course, we move forward. And that is what aspect of the public employees do you have under your wing of your trade union?
Okay, all right. Under the NATOCAM, we have, and just allow me to correct, we are assembling at the Memorial Park. Yes, there will be
Memorial Park. All right, okay, good. Because we had on the Savannah. Okay, good.
At the Savannah, so people who come in the car, they could go in the Savannah and then walk
park in the Savannah. Yes.
All right, good. Okay, great. Right.
All right,
Thank you.
So I just want to correct that in the public domain. We represent the National Trade Union Center, government workers, daily rated workers.
I see.
Okay, and we also represent PSA workers. They fall under the National Trade Union Center. Port workers, National Flour workers, WASA, MPS workers, PTSC workers, and I can go on, and I can Institute of Marine Affairs workers. So it's a wide cross section of workers that fall under the umbrella of the National Trade Union Center.
Right. Why I asked that question is because we had the PSA leader yesterday to interview, and there's a perception out there that it may well be only those workers that fall under, and therefore the negotiations that are taking place now. How does that work? Is it done separately, or is it done because it's two different?
Why is the negotiation? And let me make it clear in the public, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
The chief personnel officer is considered to be the pure employer of prison officers, of police officers, of fire officers, of the army personnel, of public servants, and government daily rated workers, regional health authority, etc. All right. So having said that, but when you talk about the port, all right, when you talk about the port falls under a statutory body, and the recognition of it is with the port who is the employer. our negotiation is direct with the employer. Just like TPS negotiation is direct with the board and the management, MCS workers, HQ workers, WASA workers, CNTech workers, right? So we have to but the government inevitably to the committee, the advisory committee, direct the terms and conditions of employment and the wage increases that must be offered for all these bodies. So that while they are separate legal entities, in reality, the wages is governed by the Minister of Finance, the chairman and cabinet of that advisory committee.
Oh, right. That has been cleared up because people have that. So therefore, once one agreement is made, it will then be shared, or it will be introduced. All right, I see.
It will trickle down. So then, while they are not negotiating with the port, the government would not make a proposal for everybody and then put the port differently for and historically, that has never been so. If one group of people gets 5%, everybody else gets the 5% because it's the same government.
5%, right? Great. That's clear. The other issue, of course, is the 2% that is on the table. Is that a counter offer, or is it a counter to your? And you have to counter. I'm saying so. Counter that because I'm saying so.
All right. Let me clear up everything.
Yes.
We would have submitted proposals.
Yes, go ahead.
The CPO would have said that he don't like to waste time. The government have a limited amount of money, and therefore he would make a proposal. He would have asked the union to not merge the cost of living because the government don't want to merge the cost of living. He would have asked them to look at all their allowances and come up with allowances that he deems that the respective unions, deemed to be appropriate. Okay? Having heard that, right? When we met it was to come back with a wage offer based on the directives and as he attempted to say, the monies that the government could afford. So that if you make all that space and you come back and say, well, it's 2% over 8 years period, which is illegal. So we have no 4-year agreement in that unless the two parties agree to. So just the notion that you believe and the government believes that they give you a 4% is just like that. Demonstrates clearly that the industrial relations practitioners and the executives within the government. Then that was just by the side. But having said this, the offer was 2%, and then this was go
Wait, we get a disturbance. I want to wait for the dice between any one of us. Well, only mute now. Mute and see if both of you and Mikey mute all the phone, and let's see if the disturbance goes.
Yeah, I was muted. I was muted. During the noise, I was muted.
Lennox, mute and see now. Let's see.
Well, I don't have a.
Right. Go ahead, Mr. Anisette.
Right. So that those are the reality. So that they come to serious negotiation, and you are not here to waste time, and you make that kind of offer, it demonstrates then that it wasn't serious, because that offer is not a serious offer and then we are saying in the National Trade Union Center that offer is economic violence and abuse against all the workers who fall under the government. Before you are telling nurses, you are telling port workers, you are telling police officers, you are telling WASA workers, CNTech workers, MCS workers, CPSC workers, IMA workers, government rated workers. All those workers were outside the pandemic, facing the pandemic in order to keep rolling. And then you are now saying, right, some workers died, nurses died, police officers died, rated workers died, And then that is the sensitivity that you demonstrate, and then you are trying to relate those experiences to say that you have, which we don't buy. The issue is your philosophy, which speaks to wage restraint as a philosophy. Because I can tell you, in the port, where there was an agreement for 12% in 2015, the very state government refused to give instructions to implement those wage agreements. So then it's clear a policy of wage restraint that has been implemented by the government. And let me make another point here. The outstanding years that you are seeing, and they have years going back as far as 2008, before the last increase that the academic staff at Cipriani Labour College got wages or salary increases was 2007. Do you believe that Trinidad and Tobago undermade all the efforts by the National Trade Union Center to bring that on the table have fallen on deaf ears, in the sense that nothing has been done to alleviate that economic slavery that you have put people in? Think about it, workers in Trinidad. 2007 was the last time academic staff got a wage increase. And we're talking about education as an institution and a pillar of development in Trinidad and Tobago. And yet still we do not recognize the value of these workers, academic staff, by giving them decent living wage.
Nice. Before you continue, we're hearing you loud and clear, but it looks like you just had to settle a little bit. It's on your side, we're getting it. But here I would like to ask, because if you all are...
On my side?
Right, we're hearing you clearly now. So here I would like to ask you, you all are the unions for all public servants. The government and the government ministers and them, and the prime minister and them is public servants. How come them get raised and all who's the unions for all public servants, it can't get raised, but them getting raised and the pension going where the same money they're making is the same pension they're going to get and that kind of thing? Where is the impropriety there?
No. That is the policy that exists in our society. And as I continue to speak, we need to start a substitution for this policy. Income, the that, and the policy that has fight to that. Because of what we do, people who are getting rich, and there are other people who are poor.
And something wrong.
Let me think and call back. Let me think and call him back. Let me think one time and let me make the call back one time.
Yeah, something is wrong. But
it definitely was on his side.
Yeah, very interesting development.
Sounding like somebody phone.
Well, we were told that is an offer by the government.
Nice.
2%.
Go ahead, Mr. Anderson. Hey, look
all right.
Yes.
Yes,
you were making the point about a conversation that we must now have. Go ahead.
Yes. The conversation of the inequality gap and the wealth gap that continues to widen astronomically and obscenely in Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm where that exists, and it is existing in Trinidad and Tobago. The very social fabric of your society will begin to suffer. The very question of the narcotic economy begins to rear its head. The very question of the murders and the violence and the gun violence, right, based on the drug block, etc., begin to grow. The very frustration of husbands killing their wives and children, right? All those are social ills that is as a consequence of our inability to recognize that workers must have decent wages and living wages, decent conditions, and on the threat of, if I give you an increase in order to survive on the basic food items, I'm going to have to send all your home, is so insensitive and misdirected that it speaks to a kind of thinking that has no place in a modern society.
I agree with you. Tell me, from your knowledge, what does this 2% comprise of? Just extrapolate it, because for the benefit of the general public.
I like to make things simple so that people will understand. 1% of a dollar is 1 cent. Let me repeat it. 1 cent, 1% rather, on a dollar is 1 cent. 10% is 10 cents. Right? So I'm just working out simple so that workers are going to understand.
So 2% is 2 cents. Right. We understand. Okay.
Right. Okay. So that if you are paid $30 an hour, that 1% will now mean $30.33. While the cost of living has gone up by as much as 45 percentage points on basic food items. All right. So then, what you are actually saying that you are prepared to pauperize workers in Trinidad and Tobago. You are prepared to put profit, right, as what I will want to call the functional basis of your economy, rather than looking at the distributional aspect of income in Trinidad and Tobago to ensure that this inequality that is existing does not exist. And it's about a philosophy where people believe that and remember that word, that the luxury liner must rise for the pirogues to get money. That is not a philosophy in economics that has any place in the 21st century, because people are now recognizing that the philosophy of wage-led growth and job-led growth is the new model that economies must use in order for them to get out of any recessionary period, because we had recessions over extended periods of time. The inequality grew and the worker share of the economy continue to drop.
Wow.
Comrade, if it is that we are being told that discussions were taking place prior to the pandemic and even during the pandemic, did this 2% come as a shock to you?
No, well then, the fact that nurses immediately when they hear it got mad. The fact that thousands of people came to the press conference, workers, and demonstrate, they discuss and upset over this government, all right, tells you how workers feel. This is not about Michael Anisette, you know. This is not about James Lambert, you know. You understand? This is not about Leroy Baptiste, you know. It's not about the Beak and Prentice and these leaders and them. It's about a group of workers who are so angry over the insulting percentage, who are angry over the fact that the government see their value as workers, and by extension their children and their wives as a 1% over a 4-year period. And then don't forget that the 1% is over, the 2% is over a 8-year period. So you're getting 0, 0, 0, 4 years, and then 1% on the 5th year. So what that means, comrades, brothers and sisters, and the listening public, is that for 4 years, workers who would have worked and retired 4 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, have no chance in getting any increases in the pension benefits or the ex gratia payment. Is that right in a society? You see, I want to break it down simple. You know, I want to talk about the street economic, not about what the minister said, that we pay 19 billion in wages. And I asked the minister what the 19 billion represents in terms of a percentage of the monies that the government received. And I will go further and ask him, what is the average in other countries? What is the rule of thumb as it relates to how much from revenue and the percentum of labor cost that comes out of your revenue? And the rule of thumb that in certain businesses like we have in Trinidad, because the police offering a service and we must have police, are you saying that if you pay the policemen more than 2%, that you're going to send home police? That is what you're saying? Are you saying, and you're telling the nurses and them the same thing? Are you telling the dock workers the same thing? The WASA workers, the TNTech, the MTS workers, the
Army
transport workers?
The Army
too?
Oh my
yeah, the
God.
Army falls under that. That is what is happening. And you see, people are getting carried away by the narrative. The question is, and I want to ask the question, you know, I want the public to ask themselves, if we're going through this period as has been alleged, how do you account for the kinds of profits that has been announced by business places in Trinidad and Tobago? If an economy is under the economic gun, you do not hear that. And we have seen that. Go back to the recessions in the World War. Go back to the recession in 1934 and all the recessions. Because it has been proven that every 10 years you have a recession. Every 10 years. Those are the facts. And the last one that we had was the financial crisis, where Obama bailed out all the big business so that the economy could have keep ticking over. He didn't say that all you make money, so I'm not going to give all your money. He had sense enough to understand that if workers are not employed and getting decent wages, the economy is going to fall. And then we had the pandemic, where again, Natuk was arguing that the shutting down of the economy doesn't make economic and health sense. And now the science and the research is proving what we said was correct. But I was I was called a social media.
You was called a social media. Go ahead.
I was called a social media doctor. I didn't know what I'm talking about. But you see, people believe that you have to be economist, or you have to have a doctorate behind your name to make sense. You understand? And then they don't follow divinity and spirituality. Because when I'm Jesus was 12 years, he was outside there discussing things with philosophers, doctors, and everybody that are making sense. Because they do not understand that our ancestral mothers and fathers who guide us. And when you believe in spirituality, the divinity going to speak through you. They don't understand that. And that is the wisdom, understanding nature and understanding life. That is education, not because you have a degree. If you have a degree and you have no humility, appreciation, and understanding about human beings and our nature, we're going to find ourselves in problem. And I want people to understand that we need to go back to our spirituality. We need to go back to our history and our ancestor mothers and fathers to understand how they were able to build the pyramid.
Wow. Oh boy,
I want to tell you, I want to tell you, Mr. We have 10 more minutes. We have 10 additional minutes, Andy, so we can keep him for a little longer. But I want to tell you that, of course, your experience and your eruditic and your contribution, of course, to the labor movement, I think, is well known and noted. So don't study the naysayers. That being as it may, could you tell me the legality or illegality in between? Because my understanding is that the cycle for negotiations is 3 years. Is that a unilateral position? Is that a legal position as far as that offer is concerned? And tell me what the counter offer may be.
The offer of a 1% after 4 years is illegal. Okay. Because our collective bargaining period is for 3 years. And we are going to do what we have to do to put sense and make sense out of nonsense. Because I do not understand that any industrial relation practitioner or anybody who talked about the respect of the law, because the IRA is a law that will breach the law so openly and unilaterally. The parties must sit down and agree to have, because what the act says, you could have a 3-year or a 5-year agreement. And if you have to have a 5-year agreement, you must give reasons why, and the two parties must sit down and agree to it. In other words, if another party say no, well then it is no, because it takes two to sign off on agreement. And let me give you an example. We would have negotiated a 6-year agreement at Angostura. I mean, I got a lot of licks, but then people now begin to understand why it was done. right? And we sat down and we agreed, both the management and the union, after we did all the evaluation, all the issues of what Angostura is involved in. They are competing in an international market, and then we need to be competitive. We need to deliver certain goods, and we need to do A, B, and C. And there is a need to be able to understand what is your cost over a period of time. But I will tell you that in agreeing to the 6%, we entered into double-digit wage increases. I will say no.
Comrade, let me ask you, because I heard my comrade made a statement about your experience and so forth. You've been out there for quite some time as a trade unionist negotiating, and you have interacted with this Rowley-led government. In your experience, why would they be so confident to offer something that will be viewed as a slap in the face to public servants? Why so confident to do that?
All right. Let me tell you from where I say that they have been on a 10 by this government, led by Dr. Pete Rowley, the Rowley-led administration, to marginalize and undermine the trade union. There has been. Let me give you an example. This is the only government that have not put a labor representative for the statutory board other than boards where the law says you must go. Okay, this was the only government. This was the only government that the National Trade Union Center had to take them to the ILO and also to the court in Trinidad and Tobago when they determined that they will choose who is to be on the Cipriani Labor College board, and they removed me and put somebody else of their liking, and they lost the case. Right, this is the only government that speaks about social dialogue, but the social dialogue is not genuine. This is the only government that makes decisions that affect workers and armed unions, and we hear it on the political platform, and we hear it when there is meeting their party groups, whether in Arima, Belmont, or as the case may be. And there is no engagement whatsoever in a genuine way with the trade union movement. And then we have no issues in discussing anything, be it WASA, the port, or anybody. But what we are saying, you have to respect, regardless of what you feel. You don't have to like Michael Anisette, you don't have to like James Lambert, you don't have to like Roger. It is not about life. It's about democracy. It's about empowering people and getting people involved in decisions that will affect them. And if you believe that you are a supreme leader, or the cabinet is not answerable to anybody, and you make decisions as you see fit without understanding the implications of the decisions of people who are affected, well, then we are in a wrong place. That is not democracy. And that is all we are saying. We want to talk, but we want genuine discussions. We need to talk, right? And I could draw reference. I could put the press release. Yeah, sorry. Go on. No. I'm saying when we had the COVID-19, the National Trade Union Center wrote
I suspect.
Yeah, go on.
Lennox Smith, you suspect what?
Oh, yeah. I suspect that you are prepared, of course, collectively or individually, to have some judicial consideration, taking the matter as far as the industrial court for regularization or for a judgment. Because here it is, you have the Minister of Finance. He said something totally different to what you have said in terms of the period for discussion. He said that is between 3 and 5, and that therefore they are well within their right to extrapolate this configuration, this formula in the way that they did.
All right, well, I know you have legal. What he failed to tell you, and you could read it, is that if you're going beyond the 3 years, the two parties have to agree, like how the Siemens Union and Angostura agreed.
And there was no agreement.
There was none. But we didn't even know is that we were taken by surprise when the offer was placed, and let me tell you how the offer was placed there. He called all the unions, and then he talked to them so, and then he said, listen, when all you're going downstairs, all you will get the package with the proposals. And then the unions and them were there saying, but you have to be crazy. No, we're not accepting that. We are here. Why you cannot give it? Then, all right, he sent for it and he gave it to them. When they opened it and they saw what was offered, they say, oh, we don't understand why he was telling us not to take it now, but wait until we leaving. And every union was present.
Them real smart man thing, boy.
Hello, express dismay, disgust. Boy, look.
They would have avoided a riot inside there.
Exactly. You understand? You know, so that you just have to understand what we are dealing with. And you see, there are people who believe you could insult people and you could go to your party people and then talk all kind of things. And they will say, Ray. But they do not do the deep dive into the issues of how it will even affect them. Because all those who are bothering Ray, they will be affected too. Because when the economy suffers, all right, then you will begin to understand. When crime starts to increase. And then you see, I want to make a point, people must understand this continuous threat that, all right, all they want to increase and back pay, well, take care when all you get it and all you get send home. What leader will tell his citizens?
Now that's a disrespect.
Right? Let us sit down and then let us talk. That is threat. That is coercion. That is illegal. You don't do that as a leader. And you see, people don't want to talk about this. And you know, some people are going to clap and encourage it. You don't talk to people so. You are talking to big men and big women who have children, who may have grandchildren, and that is how you speak to them. All right. So then cut the police force by half, and then we see what will happen now. Cut the nurses, cut the port workers, and then cut them what.
But let me ask you, Comrade, you highlighted this morning, of course, the objective of this rowdy government, as far as they are not union friendly. Just last night he mounted a platform and spoke about something about contract and saying, could you imagine what we could have done with that money because it belongs to us? Now, you've interacted, like I said, with them for quite some time. Come Friday, are we going to hear on the platform strategies to counteract what they're trying to bring about?
No, well then, these kinds of conversation is necessary because we have been on social media, we have been on 2 stations, all right, but we know that in terms of the media, where the control is. So then we have to find different mechanisms in which to tell our story. But what we are saying that we want a better country for our children, and then we have a right to have a say into how our country is shaped. That is not the exclusive domain of the politicians or cabinet or the people who have the money or the business elite. Because me and you have to live in Trinidad and Tobago. And whatever decision that is taken by those groups of people will affect us. And if we are being affected, democracy demands that we have a say into it. And then that is all that we are saying. That is all that. But when you have the arrogance of unilateralism, that whatever I say goes, well, then you have problems, You're going to have, because, let me give you an example.
Go ahead, Alex.
Mr. Listen, this government is on public record. It has documented, of course, in its very first manifesto, the whole question of being amenable, friendly, of course, to labor. In fact, they recognize the labor by, of course, said that they would revive the tripartite arrangement. You were saying that you're given the reality situation is that is a betrayal. Is that an appropriate assessment as to what has transpired, having regard to how they came in and what they said in 20?
All right.
But of course, the manifesto.
He understand. Go ahead, Mr. Michael Anderson.
Allow me to understand. If you cook pilau and it's looking good, do you know if it tastes good unless you eat it? If you see a mango and it's looking rosy, do you know how sweet the mango is unless you take a bite and a taste of the mango?
Proof of the pudding is in eating.
Yeah, well, then we have experienced that. And then why that has been said? The contempt and disrespect to the labor movement and by extension workers of Trinidad and Tobago. All right, it's something that we have never seen in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. And with all the governments that we had, starting from Eric Williams, coming right up to Patrick Manning, there was always a door that they could go and sit down and talk to them. You don't have that here. That's a reality. And let us not. That is the same person who said that trade union is dotish, you know.
Oh,
don't forget that, you know.
Yes.
Don't forget that, you know. When that person gets back, is anything, we were dotish, we were stupid, you know. I didn't say it. I want only to pay it back. That was the same person who said, I want the money, you know. I don't want the money, I'm sleep out, you know. They was to spend it from parliament. And they said they wasn't paid, and I'm going to court for my money. I had no issue with that. And I have no issue with government. Let me make it clear. Employees and government ministers getting paid. Because I follow the philosophy from Singapore that if you give workers and government minister peanuts, you're going to get monkeys. You understand what I'm saying? So then you give them proper wages, decent wages and salary, but you hold them accountable. That is what we have to talk about. We must bring about a level of good governance, a level of discipline and productivity that is lacking in our country. But when you pay that kind of wages, and I know it has several public servants that have to do two work in order to make ends meet. That's a reality.
That is truth.
That is a reality in this country, and nobody wants to talk about
we just have about 3 more minutes. Yeah. We just have about 3 more minutes. We wanted to make your
looking for
to the public for Friday. What they should do.
Thanks for the opportunity to talk in Trinidad and Tobago. I always maintain Trinidad and Tobago. We have to go back to our spirituality. We have to understand that when our traditions say that it takes a community to raise a child, you must understand what that means. You have to understand that our ancestral mothers and fathers, they were great, and we need to talk to them. We need to go back to our spirituality to get the kind of divine guidance that is necessary. And I'm therefore, the Coming Together Friday is one of those steps. And you have to understand that we are all spiritual beings in a physical body. And when we begin to understand, and when we talk to ourselves, all right, we will begin to understand that we the workers, we the people have the power to direct what is happening. And when our energy forces get together, nothing can move us because the world is based on energy. And having said that, that is the reason why when you look all over, the world workers would have had to demonstrate and fight for what they wanted. No government, no king, no kingdom ever come and say, well, I love your worker and take 5%. We always have to fight. And nothing has changed because the political system dictates that who on top and have money and who have money will, and say the python calls the tune. So we have to call our tunes, and the only way we could do that is by coming forward. Don't be afraid by any threat. Come out in your numbers. Demonstrate that we are men and we are women.
Comrade Michael Anderson, call them out. Call them out. Call them out, comrade. Call them out.
I'm telling every one of you all to come out in your thousands Because if you do not come out, the government is going to say again, you see, I raised your 15%, I raised it again. And then nobody riots, so I'm going and raise it. And if you don't come out and show you discuss in a sustainable, continuous way, they're going to say, look, offer them 2% over 8 years, and they take it. So next time, I'll offer them 0.0000001%. That is the reality. So you are standing up for a better Trinidad and Tobago, and you are standing up for your children. And if you fail to do that, you will be a traitor to yourself.
So what about the workers, Michael? And I said, what about the workers, comrade, that will be saying, boy, if I come out, they go victimize me, I go lost my work, or however it go. Give them the assurance, comrade. Give them the assurance.
Comrade, what I am saying, that when you have a united labor force or a united group of people, right, the government will not dare touch you. And don't forget that this very government was telling you under the pandemic that if you don't take the vaccine, that you would have been sent home and you would have been furloughed and then fired. And the union pushed back. The union pushed back along with you all and other activists.
Yes.
And did they implement it? It's because of our collective strength. This was the government who would have said that they were having safe zones. And those who was in disagreement with the mandatory vaccination, that they don't want them there. Where's the safe zone now? You must understand your history. We are people that come from 400 years of slavery, and look at us today. Because if our forefathers would have given up, what would have happened? Alright? So then, you have to struggle in life. You must.
And don't forget to tell them where to assemble,
And then we call on every worker, even though if you're not a government worker, because when your neighbor
all workers
on fire, come out and show solidarity and report and send a clear message to this wrongly led administration that workers deserve better and we need to be treated with respect and dignity. We have a lot of single women and them who are working in this country, who have to mind children, and you want to give them 1%. If our children still cannot go to school, it have children and them in Trinidad who cannot eat a proper meal, and you want to offer 1% in the light of over 2% over 8 years, in the light of all the astronomical increases on basic items. I'm not talking about luxury goods. So people, sport workers, all workers at Trinidad and Tobago come out and then let them know that there is strength in unity and we are willing to stand up for what is right. And when you stand up for what is right, that is a godly message that you are sending. Nothing is wrong with that. Yes, you will get challenges. Yes, they will try to frighten you. You understand, and you have to remember that Jesus was tempted at just using that when on the 40 days and 40 nights. But he stood firm, and we will be tempted by the fact that they will threaten you. They will try to instill fear into your head that they will lose your work. But brothers, come out and rewrite history and be part of this history and be on the right side of history by standing up against this obscene economic violence and abuse against workers by offer of 2% over a 8-year period. Thank you, brothers, for the opportunity. God bless Trinidad and Tobago. Remember your spirituality. Let us go back to our ancestor mothers and fathers and ask them for guidance in this struggle. And always remember that it will get darker before light comes into being. And darkness never conquers light. We are the light. And we will shine in places where we have to shine. And NATUC is committed to standing up and fighting on behalf of every worker in Trinidad and Tobago. So
and comrade, let them know if they don't listen to you. Let them know, comrade, if they don't listen to you, the powers that be, that it would not be for the first time ever in history too. There will not be no 9 days push by you, the trade union leaders.
Right, because they really believe that, hey, let them talk now. They go march and then everything will finish. That is one of the biggest mistakes that they make. You see that 2% offer? over a 8-year period, 0.0000, right, has risen the sleeping giant of workers. The sleeping giant. Don't play with workers, right? Don't play with workers' bread and butter. That is what you are doing. And if you try to pauperize workers in Trinidad and Tobago, we have a right to push back, we have a right to unite to fight, and we have a right to stand up for respect and dignity in this country, and we are demanding that we must have a say.
And comrade, where we are something again on Friday, please tell them.
That we want. Friday is at Memorial Park. We asking everybody to reach there at 9 a.m. and we remember there will be parking in the Savannah, and then we will move up and walk through the streets of Trinidad and Tobago, Frederick Street, and all our Peter by the CPO, and we end by the financial complex where you will be addressed by leaders. But we need your support. Your support is what will make a difference as to whether the 2% is rammed down your throat.
Nice. And comrade on Trinidad and Tobago, don't forget, don't let them frighten you. So long as we all are united, no government will play the fool. So we'll be meeting at the Memorial Park, but all roads lead to the Queen's Park, Savannah. Here why? Many of you will be coming with your vehicles. It have a lot of place for you all to park your vehicles at the Queen's Park, Savannah. Okay? And then from the Savannah, we will be heading to the Memorial Park to meet our comrades.
Yes. Okay, very easy walk. Very easy walk.
Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, comrade.
All right, and let me say blessings against Trinidad and Tobago and our ancestral mothers and fathers and the universal divine master. Continue to guide us in our just struggles for decent wages and decent job in Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, yes, I wouldn't lie. This man like he's a Christian now, you know. Like he changed his life.
You understand the importance of getting out there on Friday, people. Yeah, Andy Lennox, after 30 years of operations in Trinidad and Tobago, Suriname Airways has suspended its operations. As of today, Suriname Airways is out.
Wow.
Right? And not only that, to tell you how Guyana is so much in the forefront now. To tell you how Guyana is so much in the forefront, Caribbean Airlines have something called Reserve It, which you could pre-order your meals. And here what they're offering. They're offering chicken curry. You know why they say chicken curry? Because that's how it's said in Guyana, not curry chicken. So the market is all geared towards Guyana. You see where they brought us
Obviously.
to? You understand where they brought us to? Yeah. You can't go on the flight and get curry chicken. You gotta say like how the Guyanese is call it. Chicken curry.
Yeah. Wow. But before Andy referred to the one-stop shop, I want to commend you, Mikey, of course, Andy, the full team, Mr. Amar and so on, because for the first time I'm hearing a senior trade union movement represented in the person of Anizet recommending and of course commending the pushback movement, because in his presentation see that because of the forefront work that much of this is now possible, and we continue to work. So it's the first time I'm hearing a trade union recognizing, of course, a non-trade union, if you want to call it that, entity in the way. So it gives credence to the fact what we did. We are nationalists, we are patriots, and we continue, of course, to work. So commendation to you, gentlemen.
Yes,
and all involved.
And don't forget to call Mr. Amar to put things in place for what was discussed with the trade unions leaders and those things now.
Yes, I've already done that, Andy, and I'm sure that if something could happen, and that should tie up that. But don't forget, of course, we have to mind our business. One-stop shop is something, and I noticed that, or you may be omitted or forgot to tell the people that if they are coming here to talk, PNM.
I'm going to tell them. I'm going to tell them because you're coming in and out. So again,
The corridor transformation, yes.
Nice. So if it is again, you all coming to be on any bacchanal, or you all want to talk about things that are not presently affecting us, you all can look on to corridor transformation tonight, 8 p.m. Lennox Smith. You have a number that you all can call, get in, and you all will have dialogue. As he say, he will go till 12, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. But for the ground report program, we are taking absolutely total serious. Huh? Right, but on the ground report program, it's serious business.
Entertain any such talk on the ground report.
Nice.
That's too much vital of responsibility.
Nice. So again, Trinidad and Tobago, the one-stop shop. Don't forget it. Anything to fix, any kind of whether you want bail, you want land to buy, you want a mechanic, you want anything. Call the one-stop shop, and we will put you onto the people that can make it happen for you. Yes. The numbers to call again: 239-2821, 239-2821, or 327-5066, 327-5066. Trinidad and Tobago, coming up next, Robert Amar, Sense and Sensibility with Ruby Gem. Yes. After God Family comes first. Be safe on the roads. Right? Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying we'll have an opportunity to evaluate Anizette's presentation tomorrow.
Nice. Okay. Be safe on the roads until tomorrow morning. Please God. Michael Cook, Lennox Smith, Director Koff, the Pitbull of Radio. We are out of here.
With Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.